What's up, all you awesome gamers? I'm a GKB. I said it. I wasn't going to say it. Dang it. I was going to just say the governor, but whatever. It's the governor and your host of the sexiest and best damn podcast Tuesday nights, the Console Corner. Tonight is another really great show we have lined up for you. But first, on last week's show, we talked about the Switch and Zelda impressions, Mass Effect, Halo Story, and Borderlands 3. Make sure you check it out if you haven't already. On this week's show, we're going to be talking about PAX East 2017. The new MMO coming to consoles, Telltale's Guardians of the Galaxy, and a ton more. I can't wait to see what our panel thinks about the topics tonight. Please, everyone, make sure you're subscribed and following all these awesome people on the panel so you can stay up to date with whatever they're doing. But first, let's go ahead and introduce our great panel of epic gamers for this week's show. Starting off with a return guest. He's been on a couple times, I think, on the Console Corner. We have Jez from Windows Central. How's it going, dude?
Hey, not so bad. Getting my drink on. So.
When are you not getting your drink on?
Yeah.
It's like, I don't want to talk about this right now. Next up, we have Lady Fox Fire, who's got all kinds of buzzing, micy noises. Oh, and you have to be 10% or 80%.
Oh, okay. Already talking shit. It's too soon, man. It's too soon. That's an inside joke, too. So, hi, everybody in the chat. I'm back from my epic marathon of watching Buffy all weekend.
Oh, my
GKB's
gosh.
favorite show as well.
Gosh.
You know, we're going to get him into it. He's slowly but surely.
No way.
But besides that, I can't wait to talk about these topics. Let's go.
Yeah. Next up, we have the dance pole dancing extraordinary. I couldn't even say it without laughing. We have Magic Mike. What's up, dude?
Hey, what's up? That's right, everybody. Get your singles ready. Magic Mike is here to dance into your hearts and talk about some awesome topics. I don't remember what they are because I'm too hyped up about Mass Effect, but I'm sure we have some good topics to talk about tonight.
I know that Mass Effect hype. Woo woo. Next up, if you guys catch, I can't even talk today.
No,
I can't even get it out.
Now.
Oh my god. Next up, we have, if you watched the Doug podcast, Mr. Farting Extraordinaire, Nukem.
Yo, what's going on, gamers? Yes, Newf Nukem back in the house for another exciting episode. Thanks for hanging out with us in the chat. It's going to be a good show. Always great to have Jez on with us, so this is going to be an exciting one. And I promise I'll try to keep it clean. Did not bring the shovel with me tonight, and do not plan on dropping any last-minute nukes, if you know what I mean.
Oh, God.
Oh, I love it. And now
Chemical warfare is against the Geneva Convention.
That's true. Very true. Now we have the First Lady of Xbox, and I'm going to get a lot of looks tonight, I'm sure. SheWulf.
Hey, guys. What's up? I hope you guys are ready to talk gaming.
Wow. That was super.
Oh, my God. Shut up. At least I, said something nice.
I said something.
At least she's looking good, though. That hair, girl.
That hair, though.
That hair, though.
Mm-hmm.
It's like green or something.
It's not green.
Wow.
It's blue.
I think he just wants to get beat up on camera.
For real. It'd be a good views. People would love it. She will beat the crap out of me.
I'll crack you in the face. Let's see how you like that.
Everyone
Go
that's
left, right across your chops.
Yep.
Boom.
Start some
my God.
chants in here. Jerry.
Nice. Everyone in the chat on Twitter and wherever you are, go ahead and get us your questions. We're going to answer a bunch of them at the end of the show like we always do. But first, let's go ahead and get into what we've been playing this week. This is my favorite topic of the show, of course.
Yeah.
We're going to go ahead and start with Jez. I'm sure he's playing a shit ton of games right now. What you been playing, dude?
Actually, no.
What?
Usually, I play a game, review it, ship it, and then go on to the next game. But last week, I didn't have any games to review. Thank God. So I've actually been able to play for fun for a change. And I've gone back to the start of my backlog, and I've been playing XCOM Bloody 2, which I love. And I just haven't had the time to play it. So I've gone back to play XCOM 2, which is a turn-based strategy game where you basically stave off a intergalactic invasion of Earth. It's amazing. It's an amazing game. It's one of the best games on Xbox, in my opinion. So I've been playing that a bit. And also I've been playing Ghost Recon Wildlands a bit with one of my friends. I got mixed feelings about this because I reviewed it. I gave it 7 out of 10, which some people felt controversial, but it's such a Ubisoft game.
Yeah.
All their games are just identical. Go here, kill this, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
You know, it's like Far Cry in third person. I just find it so bland.
Yeah.
So
The story
I'm
isn't very
kinda bored
riveting
of it.
either or anything like that.
Yeah,
It's fun to like have a group of friends just going around shooting and stuff like that. But other than that, it's kind of
that's the best thing about it, definitely.
Exactly.
But that's it. I haven't been playing much else. Just hardcore in XCOM 2. Oh, actually, I've been playing Torment Tides and Numenera as well a bit on the side,
Nice.
which is
How you like that?
it's a really good game. Yeah, it's a really good game if you love reading.
Yeah, it's a very text-based
Even
game.
if you don't love reading, I never read, and I still enjoy it. It's another turn-based action RPG sort of game. Not action. Turn-based strategic RPG. Very heavy on the reading, and it's a game where narrative is just as much a viable option to play the game as combat. Like you can complete the whole game without having a fight.
Yep.
If you can talk your way through it. So it's a very, very good game, very good narrative game. But that's it. That's what I've been playing.
Awesome. What about you, Fox? Been playing some Gears?
Of course, you already know. I don't even have to say it anymore. People just expect it, which is, understandable. But yeah, besides that, I tried Steep. That was free this weekend.
Interesting. How'd you like that?
Deleted it right after, bro. Sorry. I went right back to SSX. Way better. But yeah, I guess it's okay. Like, it looks nice, but it's boring. So yeah, not for me, but at least I tried it, so I know for sure. I mean, I tried it before when it was in open beta or demo or whatever it was, and I liked it a little bit more than then. So it was a bit of an improvement. But yeah, besides that, I played some Halo 5 and game time with you guys. That was fun. Of course, I played some Tabletop Racer. Shout out to Frodo for that one. I got it at a giveaway.
That's such a good game too.
Yeah, it's really fun. Marvel vs. Capcom 3, that is also really, really fun, especially playing against my bros. Tim, Game Downsides, Dave. Who else was in there? Sorry, guys, I don't remember. But besides that, that was really fun fighting against them. And I even played it on the PlayStation as well, and I fought against my brothers. So that was fun. And I played some 3DS games. What?
Oh, what?
Yeah, I was at my friend's house, and I was like, let me take this with me. And the funny thing is, when it comes to the 3DS, I actually went digital, so like all my games are already in there. I don't have to worry about changing the cartridge. So I had some fun with that. That was pretty cool.
Nice.
I haven't played it in a while. So yeah.
Cool. Mike, what you been playing, dude? I don't know. You got a lot of stuff going on, man. I don't know if you played much.
Actually, I have been playing. I've been,
nice.
Very, very schizophrenic with the games I've been playing. So let's see. I got Mad Max from Daz in the chat here. He had a giveaway on Twitter that I happened to win. So not rigged at all. It's the first time I've ever won anything in my life. Really enjoying that game. It seems like it was really underappreciated when it came out, but it came out at a very busy time of year with a bunch of other games bookending it. Let's see, I played a little bit more of The Witcher 3, which Newf, you were saying on Doug, how that's a game, like, if you go back to it, you almost have to start it back over because you forget what you were doing. You have to get accustomed to the controls again and everything. And I started that back over about 2 weeks ago. I'm going to have to start it back over again in a couple months when I decide to play it again.
And was it right?
Yeah, no, you're totally right. I mean, that's a game where, the story is so important that if you haven't played it in months, like, you lose where you were at. So, in other words, it's a game that will never get beaten by me because it's just always permanently going to be on my backlog. Other than that, I've been playing Mass Effect 2. I finished that up. I plan to get Mass Effect 3 finished up again before Mass Effect Andromeda comes out next week. And, man, that's the only thing that I don't appreciate about backwards compatibility is for games that you've already beaten, you don't get any achievements. So this month has been really low on achievements for me because I've been playing a lot of backwards compatible games.
Nice, bro. I really haven't touched any back and pack games, I'll be honest with you. Big shout out to Jez for dropping the super chat in there. He's going to drink for anybody that does. He's going to take a shot. That's awesome.
That's
man.
funny.
What about you, Newf? What you been playing?
Hey, I've been hanging out with that redheaded sex toy named Aloy from Horizon Zero Dawn. She is like a load of camel toe with a crossbow. Yes, indeed. It's been a fun game, fun ride. Liking that shit.
Nice, dude. People been freaking out when you posted Twitter, too. That was hilarious. I was like, man.
Oh, God, that stupid little graphic. All it was more or less a joke than anything. Like, hey, look, Aloy was in, like, Rise of the Tomb Raider long before she had her own game. And then I just got attacked like crazy. It's like, fuck, what are wrong with people?
I don't know, man. It's just a joke, dude. I don't know. It's craziness. That's what's been going on.
Red hair, man, just sets him off. It must be fucking ginger snap week or something.
Nice. What about you, SheWulf? What you been playing?
I was playing Tabletop Racer. That was actually a really fun game to play. Was also playing some Halo 5, which was really fun with everybody in the community, and just playing a couple of other indie games that we've so gratefully given some codes for. But you'll see reviews and stuff coming for them soon, so I don't really want to talk too much about them. But
cool. Let's see. I've been just got Sticks. I'm playing that right now. Tabletop Racer has been consuming a lot of my time. I'm addicted to that game. Like I play it like all the time, trying to beat the crap out of it, get all the score. I possibly can. I played what was it, Ghostblade HD?
yeah.
Verdun I've been playing. A bunch of other stuff. We got a bunch more indies here we're gonna be playing here shortly. So, yeah, playing a ton of games. Fun stuff. Good.
Are you allowed to talk about Verdun now, or is that still kind of like under wraps?
No, it was out like on last Friday.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah. It's okay. There's not a lot of people playing it. So it's kind of hard to get matches and stuff like when you want to play like deathmatch and all that kind of stuff. There's a couple times there was only like 40 people or something in the lobbies. The base one had like 500 when I was playing in there, in the base game mode. It's fun. I mean, it was out on the PC a while ago. It's got some issues on the Xbox One and some performance stuff and all that kind of stuff. But with Battlefield 1 and all that kind of stuff, I don't really see the need to go play this one. But not a terrible game. But yeah, that's Verdun. So let's go ahead and go on to some topics. I want to start off with this one because this one came out last week. SheWulf and I did kind of like a video on it, but I want to get the rest of the panel's opinion on Shadow of War. It's going to be coming out in August. Looks like Microsoft has the marketing rights for it. I mean, their stuff's plastered all over it, so I would assume they do. It's going to be like a Scorpio launch title. I've heard that going around a couple times, but I just want to see what everybody thought about it. What did you guys think about the 16 minutes of gameplay and the trailers and all that kind of stuff?
Game of the year.
What?
I think you said game of the year.
I was.
Game of the year.
Oh, almost sound like Gandalf.
I like how he says that. He's like dropping the mic and he left. I was
He's
like,
just
okay.
Game of the year, done. You don't need to say anything else.
It looks kind of amazing, doesn't it? And I think it's
Yeah, it
smart of Microsoft to pick that up for a marketing deal because I think it's clearly going to be a big deal.
Oh,
Open
absolutely.
world games seem to just be dominating the scene right now. Like open world action games are just everything to everyone, constantly, all day, every day. And Shadow of Mordor looks like it ticks all the right boxes and that sort of thing. So, I think it's going to be game of the year contender, definitely. Personally.
You know, I think the open world in Shadow of War is really grabbing my attention because I felt the first one was pretty limited in it was an open world, but it was very small open world, but it worked for the story that it was trying to tell in that game.
Right.
You know, the game looks awesome. It looks like it pulls in a lot of stuff from the first game, and that's great because there's not a whole lot wrong with the first game. You know, I went back and started replaying that a couple of weeks ago when the Shadow of War trailer first came out. And it's a really good game, Shadow of Mordor. If anybody doesn't have it, you should pick it up now, get ready for it. One thing that I noticed replaying Shadow of Mordor and having watched the 16 minutes of gameplay was I haven't really seen a whole lot of new stuff going on in Shadow of War. I mean, you know, they have new characters, new enemies. The boss fight looked really awesome. But as far as like the animations and the actual gameplay of Talion, you know, I saw a lot of the same move sets that I saw in the first one, so I'm really looking forward to learn more about this game because I want to see what they've added to it. And like I said, the first one was so good, you can't go wrong with replicating that, but I wanted to see some new stuff and not the same powers that I had acquired in the first game around.
Yeah, it looks like they're adding a lot of stuff too, man, like all the action and stuff that you know, you can like kind of shift and move all over, kind of like teleporting and stuff. That was really cool. I thought that was a good time. Big shout out to the 82 people watching us right now. You guys are freaking awesome. Jez dropping codes and just using the shit out of that super chat right now. I appreciate it, Jez.
GKB, you said about the teleporting around. I think that what we saw was somebody playing the game with maxed out stats because there was a power. If you powered up like all the way and you got all of the special moves that you could get, there was a special move. It was like 2,500 points that you had to spend into it to get it. But it allowed you infinite teleportations and executions for like 30 seconds or 60 seconds, something like that.
Nice.
So, I mean, I saw that in the 16-minute trailer, and I was like, oh, that's the power that I was so happy I got the first time around. That's cool they're bringing it back. And, just my whole thing was, I want to see new. And like when he was shooting arrows out of the sky and like it slowed down time and everything, that was new. I don't remember doing that in the first one, so that was pretty cool. And I want to see more of what they're adding to it, more of the gameplay that we didn't see the first time around. And I think they're holding on to that for E3 and closer to launch. So I'm really excited to know that they're holding some cards back, to know that there's still an ace up their sleeve.
I agree. Anybody else?
I'm pretty sure that they said that they had like everything completely maxed out so that they could actually show what the game was capable of. And I said in our video before that I really am excited for this game, and I'm excited to see what they do with it, because just the game mechanics that we got to see about him creating friends and being able to actually like control the empires, or what do you call them? The like castle things. I can't think of
strongholds or something.
Yeah, the strongholds. How you actually get to like control those. I want to see how like when you give someone the overlord position and then say you leave to go conquer somewhere else. I want to know what happens. I want to see exactly how all of
somebody could come back and take it back or something.
Yeah, like I want to see how all of it comes together, and I'm just excited for it. They showed a lot of great gameplay, but didn't give away too much.
Got your drakes in there, your half dragons.
Oh, game looks
great.
Game looks totally dope, but I'm probably the only idiot in the world that didn't play the first game yet. So like I'm behind the times here. So I got to catch up. Yeah, I gotta catch up on that stuff. That's one of those games that's on my radar, and that game's like 2 years old now.
Well,
is that right?
At least you'll be able to
it's like 2
play.
years.
Yeah, it's about 2 years old. But you'll at least be able to play it during like say June and July when there's really no games releasing, because this game doesn't release till August 22nd.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
I'll probably still be trying to plug through Mass Effect.
They already got.
doubt it.
They already got pre-orders out for this, right? Like you can already pre-order.
Yeah, you can pre-order.
Everything?
Yep.
It's like, damn,
Play Anywhere
so
title.
official. I saw some gameplay and I was just like, damn, because I did watch my brothers play the first one and I was like, oh yeah, it looks cool. But I never was really interested in that, especially the fact that it has RPG stuff, and I don't care for that. But it's definitely a game that I could watch. And now, especially with the second one, I saw just badass gameplay, like the combat, amazing. The fact that it's like super gory, I was like, damn, you just ripped that dude's face right off. It was just a lot of awesome combat, and with the bow, and yeah, it was really cool. It looks amazing. And also the dragon, when he was riding the dragon.
It's a drake.
And flying.
It's a
drake.
dragon. It looks
Whatever,
like a damn
whatever.
dragon. It's a dragon.
It's a drake.
Either way, it looked awesome when he was flying around the dragon thing.
They just wanted.
Drake dragon thing,
I
nice.
think they just
Drake
wanted
dragon.
it to sound cooler, so they
No,
called it a
there's
drake.
actual like a drake and a dragon.
Yeah.
Oh, and then you see the Drake fighting like this other big dude. I forgot his name, but like what he is. But
He's like
it
an
just looks
orc
badass.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just looks like a
'Cause he
badass
takes
game.
the tower out from underneath him.
I thought the game looks good. I think it's going to be in the Game of the Year talks. I don't know if it's going to win Game of the Year because we still have to see Mass Effect. We still got to see that game too.
I don't
Just
know.
like a
I
bit.
think it's gonna win Game of the Year. I think.
Well,
it
everybody
could.
forgets about Red Dead Redemption 2. I mean, I think that's going to knock a lot of the Game of the Year contenders out of the top spot.
True, but I think a lot of people are questioning the fact that is it even going to come out. So that's why it's
True.
kind of like not there in everybody's sights right now, because everybody's just talking about how Zelda is 10 out of 10 and how Mass Effect is going to be a 10 out of 10 or something like that. So
Well,
I was gonna say,
Rockstar doesn't really. They
Breath of
don't
the Wild
use
thing.
things.
Sorry, go ahead, Mike. Didn't mean to cut you off.
Sorry. No, I was going to say, Rockstar, they don't really tease things too early. So I think if they say Red Dead Redemption 2 is coming out in 2017, I think it's coming out in 2017. I don't remember them ever, putting out a GTA 5 trailer and then having to delay it. Like I might be remembering that
Hold
wrong.
on a minute.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Well, no, it's just in games in general lately. There's been a few that we
SheWulf's been
didn't.
drinking that haterade.
Well, no, it's common. No, it's reality. Like, let's be honest. There's so many games
Reality.
that. Yeah, it's reality, Jess. There's so many games that we didn't expect to either be canceled or delayed, and
Oh, yeah,
they
you're
didn't
right.
have the history of it, but it still happened. So they're with it seems like when
So
they
what you're
find
saying is
out
Red
the
Dead
game,
2 is going to be delayed?
there's always that possibility.
It's a trend. It's a bad trend,
It's
but
not
she's right.
possible.
Why is it not possible,
Jess is
Jez?
like,
Why
no
is
way.
it?
I
not
know for a fact it's not possible.
Oh, okay. We got the
But
inside
I'm-
people.
Right?
I'm not drunk enough to explain why.
Fair enough.
Oh, well then,
Start drinking, Jez.
drink.
Yo,
drink,
start hitting that
drink.
super chat. Let's get him a bunch of shots, and so we can get this information out, guys. Let's go.
We want this information, people.
Right? We want to know how is that factual. Like, he knows for
Or
Yeah.
you
sure.
can just be nice and DM me.
Oh, okay. Exclusive.
No, because then
Oh,
I'll
Red Dead
just say it, and then
Redemption.
he won't get in trouble for it.
Oh no, don't even do that. Jesus. All right, so I'm excited for Shadow of War. I think everybody else is. If you haven't played the
It
first
just
one,
looks badass, bro.
it does look badass. I can't wait for it. I love the first one, so I'm gonna love the second one for sure. Let's go on to another topic that we'll talk about real quick, and then we're gonna get into some meaty stuff to talk about, and people are gonna lose their minds and all that kind of stuff. So. We're going to go ahead and talk about a little bit about Voodoo Vince. That's coming out April 18th. It's going to be $15. I saw some gameplay. I'm sure everybody else has too. I want to go around and see what everybody's thoughts were because me she will. Me personally, I'm kind of meh about it, honestly. Like I saw some of the gameplay. I'm just not excited for it, and that's okay because it's just a game I played way back when. I'm just not excited to play it again now. What does everybody else think?
Well, personally, I think it's great because it adds another game to the Microsoft catalog of games, whether it is Windows 10 and Xbox. That is all good. I mean, the more people that get to play it, the merrier. There's obviously a whole generation of people out there who never played this game to begin with. I think it was certainly one of the most overlooked gems of the original Xbox generation. And he is the original Sackboy. He's a neat little character. You never know. Maybe this game catches on at that price point. You can't go wrong with it.
Oh, sorry there, Newf.
Jez
has to hit another shot.
Oh.
I don't know. I think I need. Like, I'm only drinking tea, and I'm the one freaking spilling shit.
Oh, that's hilarious. This is gonna be fun. Fun show. What does everybody else think? Sorry.
But at that price point, like I was just saying, you can't really go wrong. It's a platformer, and right now the Xbox isn't exactly overwhelmed with platformers, so bring it on.
Interesting. Anybody else want to talk about a Voodoo Vince?
I think Voodoo Vince is interesting because I kind of feel like Microsoft are gauging interest in the franchise to maybe take it a bit further. The fact that they put it on ID at Xbox, it almost feels kind of like it's almost like a test run, kind of like the original State of Decay was, Xbox Live Arcade title. They funded it, but they didn't want to go all in. They wanted to test the water. I kind of feel like that's the same way with Voodoo Vince. And considering Yooka-Laylee is coming out soon, and a lot of people think, and also you got Crash Bandicoot on the horizon. There's this sort of almost like this retro resurgence of like mid to late 90s 3D platformers coming about. So I think Voodoo Vince might be a play in that sort of vein, and in that sense, I think that's really cool because, like people already said, that it could be another feather in Microsoft's cap, and hopefully it'll do really well, and Microsoft will pick it up and make it. I don't know.
Well, are you going to buy it? Like, are you excited for this game?
I hate games that don't have blood, guts, and chainsaws in the machine.
Nice.
Probably I won't. It's not. I'm not the target market. I don't think, but I think
either.
like we can appreciate the art and the quality of the game if you just sort of separate yourself from this game's not for me. Like Zelda Breath of the Wild, it's not for me. If I hit something with a sword, I want to see gore, I want to see intestines flowing out. I want The Witcher 3 when I play an open world action game.
That's fair.
I gotta ask you,
That's
Jez,
my thing.
was the whole inventory management system in Breath of the Wild a little bit nutty for you? Because that's one of the drawbacks that I personally did not like about this game, is constantly going through weapons faster than you go through condoms at a hooker house.
I haven't played it. I have no interest in Nintendo. I haven't played it.
So then, I'm guessing you enjoyed Sunrise. Or
What's
Rise?
Sunrise?
Sorry, Rise and Shine. Rise and Shine.
enjoyed
I haven't
Rise and
played that.
Because
I
that
love
one, when
Sword.
that kid dies, oh my god, you see
Yeah, it's
heads
blood and guts,
flying,
gore everywhere.
friggin-
Spoilers!
Spoilers.
So we're all good, everybody.
It's not really a
want
spoiler. You die a
Yes.
lot. Like, it's a puzzle platformer. You're going to die.
More of a
I'm
shooter
joking,
platform.
joking.
I watched you guys play that the other day, and I watched you like die over and over again, or one of the boss fights, and I went, nope, not spending my money on that game.
Oh, it's a good game though, man. It's really fun, man. It's
That
funny.
game is awesome looking.
If
I
you
just
die
suck at
once, you got to
bosses.
do the whole boss like right over again. Like,
Yeah, you start right
that's
back from the
bullshit.
beginning. Yeah.
Very
Bullshit.
challenging. Guys.
Thank you to the 95 people watching us right now. Hit that like button. Come on, people. Let's get them likes up.
If we hit 100
95.
followers, I'll drop another code in the chat.
100.
Get sharing, guys.
Come on. Let's
Wait,
go.
100
Somebody out there,
followers?
get 5 of your friends to watch.
He's going to drop another code. Let's go. So, yeah. Did Fox talk about Vince? I don't want to cut anybody.
Yeah, so Voodoo Vince, right?
Yep.
Never played it. I mean, I've heard of it, but it looks interesting if you want to play that old retro
Sounds like you're
style.
kind of meh.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
kind of met on it, but the price point is pretty sweet, so that's what makes
that's
you
true.
want to check it out, you know?
Yeah.
So I think that they played it very smart.
100.
But I don't know if I would go out of
Oh,
my way
there's
to get it
100.
day one.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't know if
snap.
I get it. I don't know
That
if I
was
get it
quick.
day one either.
Yeah.
But it's cool, you know,
But
like the whole
isn't it
concept, the fact that it's coming
19.99 or
back.
something?
No, it's 15.
What game was it that's 19 and we're like, holy crap, why is that much?
I don't know. But Voodoo Vince is not. It's 15 bucks.
Right.
I don't know. I don't know. I guess I'm just past that whole kind of thing. I'll probably
I think-
pick it up eventually when it's on like a sale or something, but I don't know.
Yeah.
It's not a
Platformers, they're really not my thing anymore, but I might pick this up to get something for my son to play, to, show him something that I played when I was much younger. I miss those days when I was much younger. But yeah, I mean, I don't have anything really else to add. I'm kind of meh about the game, but at least they're not charging full price for it. It's a
True.
reasonable price. And it's good for Microsoft to give us an entry into our library at a reasonable price that, for a remaster, since we've seen other full price remasters, like, good on them for keeping the price low. That's my biggest appreciation for it.
Absolutely.
Hey, come the fall, when they're trying to sell more systems, I would basically do a base model Xbox One S with Minecraft and Voodoo Vince packed in. Boom.
I don't know. I get the Game Pass, man, if it's out by then. That's probably a good deal for anybody.
Yeah, it could be on that too.
That
yeah,
could be in
it
there.
could be in
Yeah,
there. Yeah,
sure.
it could be in there.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if that goes into the Game Pass relatively soon.
I have to say, I like Mike's idea. We'll probably pick it up for like our kids.
Yeah.
That
Cool.
would probably be like decent, like a good game for them.
I'm kind of mad. Everybody's kind of, up and down about it, but it's good. I mean,
We would
games are
have
good.
liked
Yeah,
to
it's
see
not
Options
it's
are
not
good.
bad,
new
and it's not
IPs.
amazing. So yeah.
So let's go ahead and move on to the next topic. So we got some more MMOs inbound for the consoles on PS4 and Xbox One. Terra is coming. I actually played this on the PC when it went
So
free to play.
excited.
I know SheWulf's pretty
It's
exciting.
terrible.
Why?
No, I just wanted to make the pun. Sorry.
It's Terra.
I haven't played.
Oh, I get it. No, that's bad. That was horrible. I'm so excited for this though because oh my god, I had so much fun playing this game. So it's kind of like it's one of my favorite MMOs, and the fact that they're bringing it to Xbox is going to this will probably be like the only thing I play now.
Oh god.
I like this game. I love this game.
I'm surprised it still exists. I mean, I used to be a hardcore World of Warcraft player, and that every few years there'd be like this, there's this WoW killer coming out, it's a WoW killer coming out. And Terra was this WoW killer, and it came out, nobody cared, and
Yeah.
everyone went back to it.
No, I never thought it was a WoW killer, but it was definitely.
It had that action-y, element to the gameplay and all that kind of stuff.
The problem was how the way they came out with it, I think, was the biggest problem. And the fact that they're bringing it to Xbox and giving it a chance there, I think it might be more successful.
Well, then it's free to play.
Well, yeah, and it's free to play. But even that, they kind of screwed up on some. Because when it first actually originally came out, you had to pay for it. And then they decided you didn't have to pay for it. And then it kind of went back and forth for a bit, which was kind of weird for an MMO to go back and forth. And I think that kind of lost a big variety of their consumers. So the fact that they're bringing it to Xbox, and for the first really big MMO, because I know there is
Neverwinter.
Yeah, Neverwinter is already there, which actually has a pretty big base, but this actually has more known, competitors that could actually play it. So I'm excited for it to come to Xbox.
Anybody else going to be playing Terra when it comes to Xbox and PS4?
I don't have time for MMOs. I just try to ignore them because there's no way I could get into an MMO. But I think that it's great that there are more options for the genre coming to console.
That's funny.
Yeah, I am
Somebody brings up
kinda-
Aeon. Me and GKB actually met on Aeon.
Yep,
Oh, wow.
that's true. What were you going to say, Jess?
I was going to say, I am kind of interested in the game.
Keep trying,
Oh
Jess.
God,
Keep trying.
I'm
He's
glad the
working on
drinks are kicking in.
Yeah,
Love it.
they're kicking in.
I want to see how many of those he can pull out tonight. I really do.
Hit that super chat. Donate some stuff so we can get Jez really drunk tonight.
Yeah, I want to hear more puns.
I want to hear more puns too. What about you, Fox?
We're
What you
gonna have to
think?
have like a drunk podcast one of these times where when a certain thing is said, we all have to like take a shot and.
I thought we were gonna
Oh.
do that New Year's, and it didn't happen.
Yeah,
Shit, I already do that
Something
every
else
night.
happened.
I mean,
that's
what?
pretty true.
Oh yeah, Mike is like been there, done that. But yeah, when it comes to Terra, I remember we talked about it before when they were pointing out MMOs that they're gonna bring to console. So the fact that you have the option, and I remember us talking about it, it's good. And they already done it with certain games already. Star Trek being one of them, because that's the only one I played. So yeah, I mean it's cool. It's option. I like it, and the game looks fun. But I'm not into MMOs like SheWulf, my homegirl, and
You know she's gonna get you on that to play.
I love you, Boo Boo, but you're on your own on that one.
No, you'll come play. Watch.
Nah,
She's gonna get you to play.
I'm already getting Mass Effect. Calm your shit, girl.
No, well, it's free to play, so it's not like you'd have to pay for it.
I don't know about that,
You'll see.
dude.
You'll see.
I don't know. I think it's cool. Like, I heard they're like reworking all the controls and stuff to work out with like a controller and all that kind of stuff.
Oh hell yeah, hopefully.
We used
Sure.
to be like super huge into MMOs and play the shit out of them.
Guild Wars 2 was the worst. We got lost in that one.
Yeah, we moved on now and playing a whole bunch of other games and doing a whole bunch of other stuff now.
Like
but
I said, we met on
I think it's
Aeon,
cool.
So.
Like adding MMOs, giving people other options on the console is a good thing.
We have like the cheesiest like way we met. It was literally like
Yeah, let's move on.
wow. Just wow.
Oh no, we want to hear your origin story.
That's good.
Actually, I think there's quite a few podcasts that
Yeah,
actually
we
have
were
it.
talking about this a
It
bunch
was
of times.
kind of I was his healer, he was the tank, and we were in the same guild.
So moving on to the next topic.
You were a jerk.
So let's go ahead and talk about the next topic. PlayStation Now adds PS4 games. Oh my God, people. No more exclusives on the PS4. The freaking sky is falling in. People losing their minds. Like, calm down, people. PlayStation's going to be fine. It's a way for them to reinvigorate their PS Now service. I think actually it's probably a smart move on their point. Like, they dropped the Vita and PS3 support to focus on the other two, and now they're adding PS4 games. It's just, I think it's cool all the way around, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, who didn't see this coming when they pulled out of the Vita and the PS3 and all the smart TVs that have PS Now? Like, it was pretty clear, at least to those of us that were looking at it objectively, that they were going to start putting PS4 games into this PS Now library.
Yep, exactly.
It's people are mocking Sony and Sony fans over this, but the thing is, it's actually a really smart move by Sony, and
Absolutely.
it's the truth of the situation is that cloud streaming subscriction services are going to be the future. Maybe not 5 years down the line, maybe not 10 years down the line, but 15 years down the line, when everyone's got 5G and Wi-Fi, even Wi-Fi becomes obsolete because the whole world is blanketed in a data sphere that we can all access at any time, anywhere, any place. Having games on your local device is going to be completely obsolete.
Yeah.
And Sony are getting their foot in the door early, and maybe you could argue that maybe it's too early, maybe global internet speeds aren't good enough, maybe PlayStation Now is too expensive to take advantage of the interest in the market that has the infrastructure capable of having a quality service out of PlayStation Now. Maybe they are a bit too early at this point, but they've got their foot in the door now, and Microsoft is sleeping on it.
Yeah.
Now, so I think it's really smart by Sony, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see Microsoft follow suit. And I actually wrote an article a couple of weeks ago, maybe now, about Beam, because Beam's latency is ridiculously low.
Absolutely.
And I noticed, like, I was testing it out one morning off peak on my 50 megabyte internet in Germany, and I was playing Torment Tides and Numenera, just doing a stream test, and I was able to control Torment Tides and Numenera on Beam via my Xbox because the latency was just so low. So Microsoft have the infrastructure to deliver a low latency video feed, and I think that's part of why they purchased Beam.
Absolutely.
It's future proof
The tech.
against that scenario. Yeah, so Beam's infrastructure will eventually serve
Microsoft,
Xbox Xbox Now or whatever they call it. Yeah. Beam will be the vehicle for that situation.
I also think
but,
like Jez as well, like the Game Pass thing is probably going to feed into that. That's kind of like their starting point.
That's like
the elements are there. They just need to come together. And don't forget that Microsoft are also building huge undersea cables across the Atlantic right now, and that's part of why they're investing in infrastructure, because they are a cloud-powered company and they see the future in cloud, which is why they're taking on Amazon Web Services and Google Cloud and IBM and all that sort of stuff. So
absolutely.
Microsoft probably don't need to rush into it as much as Sony, because Microsoft own the infrastructure, whereas Sony will have to piggyback onto other companies' infrastructure. So it's smart of Sony to develop this now, is what I'm saying.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think it was a smart move because they had to introduce PS4 games in order to recoup some of the money they spent in the Gaikai.
Absolutely.
Because
like $380
PS Now
million into that or whatever.
Yeah, and PS Now hasn't taken off. I haven't heard anybody talking about how much they're enjoying playing PS Now on PC or PS Vita or anything like that. So, the only thing that I have trouble wrapping my head around, it's like, I understand why they did this, but at the same time, I don't understand why they pulled the service from so many different pieces of hardware. Like with the PS Vita and the PS3, I get that because you don't want to sacrifice your PS4 sales by offering PS4 games on these systems. But for the smart TVs, like that just seems to me like, okay, well now you're taking the service away from more consumers that you could have reached out to. And if you want to reach as many potential consumers as possible, maybe they have analytics saying nobody with a smart TV was using it. So I would be interested to know what change is going to happen by introducing PS4 games. Is PS Now going to increase its user base, or what was the user base like before this was announced?
Yeah, I agree. I think there's some issues still. I did a video on this too, and the latency and the low quality and all that kind of stuff. And to me, I think the biggest thing is the price point right now. When you see Game Pass at $10 doing similar things, it's not streaming, it's native, but I think the price point is still too high. Even if they add PS4 games, in my opinion, I think it still needs to be a little bit lower. Just based off the quality that you're getting currently, they can definitely upgrade and all that kind of stuff and put more money into it to make it better. But I still think there's some issues with it. But I don't think PlayStation's losing any exclusives or the sky's falling in on them or anything else. Like I said,
pretty simple, man. More platforms, more games, more money. Sony sees an extra revenue stream here. It's a no-brainer. Microsoft is obviously doing a big thing. It's a favor to gamers, especially when you got those when you got the cross-play titles and stuff like that. Not the cross-play. What's the name for that? When you share the game.
Play anywhere.
Play anywhere stuff. Money to be made, man. I think it's a good move. I mean, I know it kind of, got a lot of PlayStation fans have been in panic, and probably the most pathetic argument I've seen so far is, hey, if it plays on the PC, then it streams, then it's still exclusive to the console. And it's like, well, that would be like saying sex doesn't count unless you're married. So it's a dumb argument. You know what? At the end of the day, a console player is going to play their games on the console, and people that are maybe prefer PC will play them on PC, and that's cool. Like, it doesn't matter how you play your games, as long as people are playing games and the companies are starting to see some money, which in turn brings back stuff for development. Exactly.
Right. And I mean, Sony is still getting paid for PlayStation games. Microsoft is still getting paid for Xbox games that are also Play Anywhere games that you have to buy through the Windows 10 store. So the whole no exclusives argument, it's like, you know what? Your preferred platform is still making money regardless of where you play it.
Yep, exactly. And they make more money means more games for us. So it's a win-win, in my opinion.
People making mountains out of molehills, as they say.
It's crazy. Like I don't think this was like a big news story or anything like that. Like I think we all said, I think it's good business for Sony and all that kind of stuff. So I'm excited to see where they actually go with it. Hopefully they make the service a lot better and make it cheaper. That in turn will probably get more people in there. So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, they need to work on their pricing. But, like, I agree with you guys on a lot of the things you said. You hit the key points, and for me, obviously, it doesn't matter because I'm on a console, and I play console games. Obviously, I even buy physical, so it doesn't even matter to me that you could stream. So, yeah, I don't care at the end of the day what they do with their service.
Yep. Anything from you, SheWulf? Or
pretty much you guys covered, like, every base, right? Like,
yeah, we talked about it. So.
Console will play on console. It's,
Yeah, not a big deal.
More games, more sales, more games.
Cool. Let's talk about some other stuff because, it wasn't a big fan of like Telltale games in the past. But
Blasphemy.
I know there was a couple. I did play a couple of them, but then the Batman one came out, and I was just like, "Yes, this is what I wanted from like a Telltale game."
Oh, okay. You lucky. I almost deleted you just now
I know,
from my friends list.
I know.
Okay.
And now they're
Still
gonna be
haven't
doing.
played one. Still
Really?
haven't played one.
Oh wow, you gotta definitely try the Batman one.
Oh, hold on. I'll be right back.
You like the Borderlands one too, though.
Huh?
You like the Borderlands one.
Yeah, the Borderlands one was pretty good.
Yeah, it's a really good one.
But I think the best one for me was the Batman one for sure.
Well, yeah.
And now they're going to be doing Guardians of the Galaxy. We saw some
yeah.
screenshots, and it looks
I know
freaking
something
awesome.
so cool about that game. But
Are
I
you gonna
can't tell
tell
you.
us?
You can't tell us.
Yeah.
Jez, that is not fair, bro. You can't be
Are
doing this
they
to us.
going to show it
Watch
tomorrow?
that
Because tomorrow they're
game.
doing a special thing.
Watch that game, seriously.
I will.
Okay.
If you don't care about Telltale, watch that game.
Oh, I'm
Oh.
definitely watching it.
I'm watching it
So-
tomorrow because tomorrow they're having a special live event at South by Southwest Gaming,
yeah.
and they're going to show some gameplay of the first episode. So I'm really looking
Ooh, I'm
forward to that.
excited. I'm excited.
Hell yeah.
So everybody needs to check this out.
Yeah, I'll share the link and everything. I found like where to go and all that good stuff.
I would love to
And it's
see
gonna
what
be
Telltale
tomorrow.
could actually do with like a game other than these sort of story-based games. Like, I'd like to just see them make a regular game with their really great knack for telling good stories with a lot of that interaction, but more of a free flowing game. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. More like an open world kind of, or
Yeah, where you can actually
linear
fully move
storytelling.
around and do that sort of stuff. Like, that would be pretty cool, you know, like to go around and actually have full control over your characters with a lot of that same choice, same navigation, same narration, that sort of stuff.
yeah, I agree.
You know, I don't know if Telltale Games as a studio has the technical know-how to do that. I think they're very good at crafting a narrative story, but from a technical standpoint, I mean, all of their games, as much as I love them, I have to admit that they have some frame rate issues. You know, they're not the best performing games, but they make up for it with having an amazing narrative. And these
Completely agree.
screenshots that we've seen, they look amazing. And
I agree.
I might be wrong about this, but didn't they come out with a new engine finally with the Batman game that came out over the summer?
Yeah, it was like a new updated engine of the one they were using before.
Right. So now the game, it's still, even with a new engine, it looked great, but it still had some frame rate
Yep.
issues.
Still
Yeah,
have
not
one.
as much as before, but yes, it was still there.
Right. So I'm hoping that they're going to continue to
Work on
improve
it.
on this engine.
Yeah,
Mhm.
definitely.
And hopefully this gives you a much better performing experience. But again, regardless, this is a game where it's not Twitch based. You don't need to have reflexes. I mean, there are moments where you need to have reflexes, but you know, with the Telltale games, it's more about the story. And I think this is going to be great. I'm really interested to see where the story is going to go, because I think we mentioned before when this game was first announced, like, Guardians of the Galaxy is really a group of characters, and the Telltale games, you tend to focus on one character that you're playing as and how they interact with everybody else.
Yep.
So I'm really interested to see, are you going to like switch off where you're a different character, or like, you know, I could see Raccoon and Groot paired up for one episode, or are you going to be Star-Lord throughout the entire thing, or are you like a new character? I really want to see how they're going to craft the narrative around it.
Yeah, I agree. I'm looking forward to seeing that. Especially the fact that I feel like they do it well when they talk about certain characters and caring about the character that you're playing as. So I can't wait to see like who you get to play or focus on. And for me, Guardians is like the Avengers of space. So in a way, it's just going to be awesome and fun
Avengers.
regardless. So
Nice.
I'm looking forward to it as well. And yeah, the screenshots look great. And obviously, you know, the gameplay is going to look close to that, but not exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
Come on, just let me tap Gamora's green ass.
Oh,
my
gosh.
god. No
Nice.
chills.
I think this game like lends it well to like Telltale's like storytelling too, because a lot of the characters play off of each other and kind of, you know, almost argue at certain points, you know, throughout the comic book series, and even, I mean, even seen in the movies and stuff like that. So I think it's going to add to a great narrative that these guys do well. I would like to see a more, you know, open game, kind of like what Newf's doing or was talking about. But I'm still excited for it because, you know, I love these characters in comic books and everything like that, and I'm excited to see these characters get their just due. So I'm excited for it, for sure. I think it looks
I'm just
fantastic.
excited they're getting more comic book IPs to work with, and I want to see what's the next project that Telltale's going to have. Is it going to be, you know, maybe it's an Avengers project, maybe it's Spider-Man, who knows what it's going to be. I'm just excited to see more comic books being brought to life in this way.
Absolutely. Well, and then it lends. That's what I was saying. It lends well to Telltale's like storytelling, because I like when we were playing the Batman one. It's very comic book,
But it's
inspired.
a completely different story than
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
any of us have read in the comics. So
Yep.
I hope that, for Guardian of the Galaxy, we get to see that as well, where they actually change the story so we don't actually know what's going to happen. We don't actually go in thinking that we understand the comics and understand their story, and then we go into it and it's completely different. That's what I'm excited for. I want to see what they did change, and of course, I love Rocket, so.
And Groot.
And
No.
Groot, yeah. Love those
I
Yeah, I like
wonder
that
if
they do that with the story, where they make it their own.
Yeah. Yeah, I wonder if the Marvel and Square Enix deal that we heard about earlier is going to have an impact on Telltale in the future, because this Guardians of the Galaxy game, it's coming out, so we know they've been working on this for quite some time. But what's going to happen with the Marvel characters in the future as far as game development goes? Maybe Telltale, maybe this is going to be their last opportunity to have a Marvel IP. I hope not, but who knows?
That's interesting. Yeah, I
No,
don't
it's
know.
lame.
Yeah, I hope not. I want more Marvel.
I've never seen any of those Marvel films.
Really?
Oh my god, what? Oh my god, you're so deleted off my friends list, dude.
I'm no longer following you, Jez. Sorry.
What the
They're just
fuck?
they're so colourful and cartoony and lame. Where's the blood and guts?
Oh
Is
my God,
Deadpool
Jez.
Marvel?
Can I ban
Yeah.
him now? Can I?
The
Can I
blood and
ban
gut.
Hammer?
I saw Deadpool. Deadpool's okay.
Deadpool's Marvel,
Right.
yeah.
I was gonna say Deadpool
I watched-
was Marvel.
I watched the first Iron Man movie and I thought, wow, this is so lame.
You gotta
So
watch
I never
Captain
watched
America
the
too,
video.
man. You gotta watch the second
Yeah,
Captain
Captain
America.
America was good.
That's so American, though.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
What about Captain Britain?
Oh.
I've read a bunch of those comic
in
books.
the comics. They
Yeah.
should bring his character into it.
Yeah,
I'd
they
be
should.
cool with that.
Wait, there is a Captain Britain.
Yes, there
Yeah,
is.
there is.
Yes. Wow, I love that he made that up. Oh my god.
Or at least he thought he made it up.
Oh yeah, he thought that. Yeah.
Aren't they working on a new character? He's called the Brexit Basher.
Only for you, Newf.
Nice.
That's me. I'm the Brexit bastard.
Wow, I feel like such a nerd right now.
Yeah,
I love Marvel.
That's crazy. I can't believe
I'm
that.
Just
a-
Jez.
like,
I'm a
I
DC
can't, it's
guy,
cartoony.
that's
Like,
it is.
what?
I got
How dare you?
Batman comics, but no Marvel comic.
I love Batman.
Yeah.
I'm a big
Batman's
Batman fan.
DC though. So.
Yeah,
it's all about DC, man.
Batman's
So
the only
then-
I'm with you, Jez.
good thing
I'm with
about
you.
DC.
Oh, so then
Oh,
you
shots
have
fired.
you watched no, is it called Flashpoint? That cartoon one where it's like really gory.
Yeah, Flashpoint Paradox. Yeah,
Yeah, have you
Yeah.
watched
That
that?
was actually really good.
that's really good too.
I'm
Which?
Jez, have you watched Flashpoint?
You should definitely check it out.
It's a cartoon, but it's really gory for a cartoon.
It's
I
got
think
Thomas
it's on
Wayne as Batman.
Netflix.
Is it?
It probably is. Yeah, it's a really good one. Though.
Batman.
Yeah, I
Well,
bought it, and then I
Batman's
found
in
out
it.
like 2 days
It's,
later it was on Netflix.
Well, it's his
It's-
actual
it's-
father. I don't want
damn.
to like ruin it.
Yeah,
and
you
stuff,
can't ruin it, but it has Batman. It has the DC characters in it, but it's
Different versions of them.
We thought it was okay for our kids to watch, and turned out it wasn't.
You know, it's very, very close to the Flashpoint storyline in the comics, which is not common to see in the animated movies.
True.
I've got the Killing Joke cartoon on Blu-ray,
Killing
but I
Joke's
just
good.
haven't got around to watching it yet.
Yeah, it's pretty good too. Man.
Oh, you gotta watch that.
Absolutely. All right, let's go ahead and move on from Guardians of the Galaxy
I was gonna
to.
say I could talk about it some
I know
more.
we could just nerd out
It's
on
all good.
comics all the time. Let's go ahead and talk about some Scorpio. Jez has been doing some articles about an internal power brick that they're going to keep on Scorpio and 4K 60 possible capturing from his super secret sources over there at Windows Central.
Don't listen to that guy in the media, man. He doesn't know what he's talking about. It's fake news. He's clickbaiting.
So I'm going to let Jez go ahead and start this one off. Like, what other top secret stuff you got going on over there, man?
Well, just to recap, recently we leaked that 1080p TVs will benefit from Scorpio's 4K resolution thanks to super sampling. So Scorpio will compress the 4K image to create a smoother image on 1080p TVs using super sampling, which sort of smoothens out the edges and sort of, it's like an anti-aliasing sort of software solution sort of thing.
Gives it a little crisper image too. PC's been doing that for quite a while now, so.
Indeed. And other than that, we also leaked that Scorpio will have an internal power brick. It's pretty much a given, but it's nice to have confirmation.
Absolutely.
Yes, I hated that
But
thing.
the most interesting thing that I learned recently was that a 60 frames per second game DVR.
That's fantastic, actually.
That's awesome. It's
Yeah,
going to take you
so-
5 hours to upload a 30-second clip on YouTube, but yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing everyone keeps saying. It's like, it's like, what about the storage? What about the upload? How big the file size is going to be? But it's got the latest HEVC codecs, which compress the file sizes as much as possible. It's not like back in the day when you had like a 4K video and it was like huge file size and stuff. Although, it would probably, it's going to be bigger than 1080p file sizes,
absolutely.
obviously. So but that's what the information says. That's what the document says, and this isn't something someone told me. This is from a document, that from a source that has been reliable in the past, and but the thing is, Microsoft sometimes their own documents have errors in them, so it's always a risk to leaks, this kind of stuff.
Mhm.
So I'd put it like 95% chance that this is the case, but this was sent out to partners, and it was like, blah blah blah, HEVC codec for 4K game DVR and streaming. That's what it said. So, I'm hoping that it turns out to be true and that it wasn't a mistake, or that Microsoft didn't plant a fake document or something. But
I don't think they would.
the source is legit, the document is legit, so let's just hope that it does turn out to be true. If it turns out to be wrong, I'm going to look like a bit of an idiot in June. So I stake my reputation on that leak.
Yeah, just bury a retraction somewhere in the website. It'll be fine.
Well,
Yeah.
with the whole storage thing, I could see Microsoft, offloading this into the cloud and all that kind of stuff, and not really taking up too much local storage or anything like that. I don't foresee that being an issue.
Xbox does.
Yeah,
that's what the
Yeah, I was going to say, isn't that what happens with your game clips right now?
Yeah, exactly.
It keeps a local copy and it uploads one to the cloud, because I get notifications all the time that I've run out of cloud storage and all of my clips are local.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah.
So Microsoft are they're more aware of data caps and stuff like that now, because they used to force Windows 10 updates on people, and then people complain saying, "Oh, Windows 10 updates have blown my data cap," And so Microsoft have patched in updates, and they're more aware of data caps now than they were previously. So I do think if they are definitely doing 4K game DVR, they will have taken this sort of stuff into account, you would hope. And it's kind of cool because it'll give Scorpio a feature differentiation against the PS4 Pro, which only has 1080p game DVR. So, and the thing is that there aren't that many game DVRs.
No.
There aren't that many capture cards out there that do 4K.
And they're super expensive.
They're expensive and clunky.
Yep.
So.
And a lot of them don't
this
even do
could
60
be-
FPS. They only do 30.
Indeed. So this could be a major feature that grabs a niche of the market, kind of like UHD Blu-ray.
Yeah.
Because the Xbox One S, for at least the time, was the most cost-effective way of getting UHD Blu-ray, and it could be the same for 4K game DVR. It could be the most cost-effective way of getting 4K game DVR. So if it is true, it's a very smart play by Microsoft. It's also very amazing feature, very pro-consumer. They didn't have to do this. Nobody asked for this, I don't think. So it's very smart, and I hope to God it turns out to be true, so everyone can be like, "Yeah, Jess was right. Jess was right."
Well, I mean, for me, as a content creator, I was we've been talking about moving up and doing videos and more 4K, and we've been talking about that constantly. And for a content creator, I was like, oh man, now I don't have to buy a 4K capture card and all this other kind of stuff, so I could just pull down my gameplays from Scorpio and do whatever I wanted to do in Sony Vegas and all that kind of stuff, render them out, put them up on YouTube, and everything was fantastic. I mean, I think that's a win-win all the way around.
I just really hope they up the size of your cloud space.
I think they would have to. I mean,
I would hope so.
I could see that for sure.
Because I don't want to have to after so long have to delete a whole bunch, pretty much clean everything out just to be able to upload other things. I don't want to have to worry about that. So I want to be able to actually have the cloud space allowing me to upload files that large, because it is easier to just go into your cloud and take it off into a computer than obviously trying to take it off your Xbox to your computer and stuff like that. So
Right. I mean, you can always try to upload it to OneDrive, but then you can run out of space on OneDrive. I pay $2 a month for additional space because that's where I have all my family photos stored at digitally.
yeah.
But yeah, you still have to wait for the Xbox to render the video and then upload it to OneDrive and all that. So yeah, it'd be nice if they give us some increased cloud storage on the Xbox One ecosystem.
I'm surprised actually they don't do that now and link your OneDrive to your Xbox, so you could use that as your storage.
It would make sense, but
Yeah.
I'm sure there's more to it than just.
I wanted to talk about too because we talked about this on Xbox Nation, and Crap had some stuff sent to him and all that kind of stuff, and he had prices for the Scorpio and all that kind of stuff. And I want to go around and what do you guys think is a good price point for you as a consumer, and what do you think Microsoft's going to be bringing in the Scorpio in at? Because I think price point's a big thing for the console market. And I know, Phil Spencer and the team over there has been, it's a premium product and a premium product, but premium product doesn't always mean it has to be a high price. It just has to have good stuff.
The thing is that they would have considered the Xbox One to be a premium product when it launched, so I think that's pretty much a clue. I don't think it would be more than $449. I don't think it would be more than that. If it goes to $499, I would be very, very surprised indeed. And I can pretty much personally guarantee that it won't exceed $500. I will stake my mark on
higher than that either.
Yeah. I think it could even be as low as $399. Because don't forget,
that's what I'm hoping.
There's not going to be a Connect bundle with this one.
Right.
So I would be optimistic at $399, $449 max.
I hope they do a staggered launch, kind of like they did with the Xbox One S last year, where we have multiple SKUs with differing amounts of internal memory coming out at different times. I bought the Xbox One day one for $500, and I didn't bat an eye at that price point. So I would be all right with $500 again for the Scorpio if it has a 2 terabyte hard drive. I think that for a 1 terabyte, like a $400 SKU, I think that would do really well against the competition on the market. And I think that's what they're going to be paying attention to is, they've got the PS4 Pro, they've got the Switch out now, and those are the competitors. And, with Xbox Scorpio coming out after these other pieces of hardware have launched, we know it's going to be more expensive just because those hardwares are probably going to have reduction in price come the holidays. But I think it needs to stay competitive. But if it offers a premium SKU than a standard SKU, I think that can help set it apart, whereas it can have a $400 price point, but then also have another option at a $500 price point.
Well, I think, Microsoft, if the fact that the Pro is on the market right now changed a lot. Obviously, it's going to change the way that they market this machine coming into the fall, and that's a huge factor because I think the average consumer, most of us hardcore guys, would easily pay, say, I don't know, say $400 or $500 US, easily, that sort of thing. Like me, here in Canada, I got to go with Canadian dollars. I would easily pay $500 or $600 for Scorpio with that true performance, but if the Pro is going to drop down again by, say, another $50 or $60, it doesn't matter how much more horsepower is underneath the hood of this thing. If it's not competitively priced, if it's not somewhere comparable with that Pro, it's not going to make a difference because it's going to be looked at like, hey, they got this machine over here that does this, and it's this much cheaper. We saw what the $100 price difference did to the original Xbox One versus PS4 in its launch, and it was not a good thing. Back then you had the Kinect bundled in, but most people didn't give a crap. So they have got to get this price point right, and I think Jez is totally on the mark. A lot of people have been calling that $449. I think that's where we're going to see it sit originally, and I think that's a great price point. $399 is a mic drop price point, but $449 is definitely good.
That's the thing, though. It's have they been overhyping the price so they can be $399 mic drop, and it's kind of oh my god, it's so much cheaper than we expected. And it's that's some Greenberg.
I could see that happen, but you know what? When it comes to the whole pricing thing, and everybody's like, "Oh my god, it's going to kill it if it's too high," and all this other crap. Honestly, I don't think it will.
Really?
Well, because
think about PS4 Pro prices.
Hold on. First off, everyone keeps comparing it to the Pro. We already know it's not the Pro. We already know the Pro does what the Pro does. Sony fans buy it. Xbox fans are still going to buy the Scorpio. They're not going to go buy the Pro when they know the Scorpio.
I can tell you right now, I'm not going to buy a Scorpio if it's $600.
Well,
no, I think they'll avoid that $600 price point because of what happened to the PS3.
But
not going to happen. $600 is not going to happen.
No, I just don't think that everyone needs to keep comparing it to the Pro. I understand the social media already keeps comparing it constantly, saying, you know, oh my god, it's between those two consoles. No, because they both still have their fan bases.
I agree with you, but
you know, you're completely right in the sense that we're transitioning away from the console war now, and we're starting move further towards an ecosystem war, because you know your the digital licenses you own now, they travel with you forward to consoles. They'll be with you on Scorpio 2, PS5, and all that sort of stuff. So Microsoft and Sony are now in a battle to lock in the consumers that are still on the Xbox 360 and the PS3, and there are millions of them. You know, half of all Xbox Live Gold subscribers are still on the Xbox 360. So let that sink in for a minute. You know,
yeah, I agree.
People
But
haven't upgraded.
Here's my point to like you know SheWulf's counter argument. There it is like. A person that's going into a GameStop, Walmart, whatever you want to say, to pick up a Scorpio or a PS4 Pro. Now, if you go in there and you see $500 versus, you know, what, $350, whatever the case may be at that point, maybe even lower. I mean, that's a valid argument for, you know, consumers going in there. Like, so you're saying a PS4 Pro can do 4K in quotations, and this one can too, but this one's cheaper. I'm probably going to go with the cheaper one. Like, that's what I say about console market is price point is everything there.
I completely agree because I don't think price matters to us so much because we are informed consumers. But like what GKB said, for the person walking in off the street that maybe doesn't keep up with consoles on social media.
Come on, guys. Like, let's be honest. They're going to go in and they're going to actually buy like the S and all that. They're not going to just jump to the Pro and all that because it has a 4K.
Well, I mean, that might not be true either, because if you see like the hot thing or whatever at that time of like the holidays and stuff, whether you think you need it or not, a lot of people buy shit that they don't even freaking need most of the time. So
I'll tell you what'll get the Scorpio to sell regardless of the price difference between it and the Pro is having live demos in the store where people can see what the game actually looks like in person.
On 4K TVs and stuff, yeah.
The casual gamer that walks into the store, though, is probably going to go for a PlayStation 4 Slim or an Xbox Slim. Like, it'll be the cheaper price.
Yeah, but I mean, even still, like, all right, so you're going in, you say $250 for an Xbox One S, where a PS4 Pro that technically does more than the Xbox One S. It has higher resolution natively than the Xbox One S and all that kind of stuff. And then there's the game argument back and forth, however you want to do that. It's not that much more at that point. You're looking at maybe, what, $50, $60? Like, I could see people switching over.
Are they actually going to have a 4K TV? Like, how many people actually have a 4K TV right now?
I don't think there's 100%, no, but more people are getting on board with the 4K
I just
thing.
don't think it's going to get crushed as much as everyone's making it out to be. That's all.
I don't think it's going to get crushed either.
Scorpio is going to get, like, if they come out with a little bit higher price that, you know, like say $500, I don't think it's going to get crushed like everybody's making this big fuss about it, because it still has a big consumer base. There is still tons of Xbox fans out there who I'm sure is going to pick this up. And even though you say, oh my God, if the price is too high, guess what? You'll still be one of those ones that go and buy it. Because I know.
Here's the only way Microsoft loses, as I mentioned in one of the other podcasts. If somebody walks into the store and doesn't have either console and they're riding the fence here, if they look at the price points and they want, say, an Xbox One S, it's a win for Microsoft. They pick up some software, win for Microsoft. But if they go in and they start looking at all these price points all over those Walmart shelves where the average consumer tends to get a lot of their consoles, and then they start hemming and hawing, and they go, well, that one's like $100 more, and they don't really know the true difference of why it's $100 more. That's where you have to be careful, and that's also where the education of the staff that are selling these products needs to come in play, because I've seen it firsthand that some of these shit sticks working in these stores, they're either biased or they're stupid. They're one of the two. So they push the other console on people. Like, I don't know how many times I've had to go in and literally tell customers the fucking difference of these consoles and the games for them, because they don't know any better. And the staff, they're just, like I said, they're stupid or they're so biased, and they're like pushing, like, it's like, man, that's a terrible way to do when you're running like somebody that should be fairly neutral when it comes to giving the consumer the best choice.
I agree.
And the cone of silence.
I was going to say, is anybody going to say anything?
I was typing, sorry. I was asking the chat, like, you know, what do they think they're...
most silence this show has ever had.
Yeah, we don't usually have...
I think GKB was waiting for a big fart or something there.
I was, actually. I was like, let's set this up right now.
Newf's gonna drop a nuke.
I just think everybody's really excited, and I think a lot of people just want the Scorpio to do well, and I could totally understand that. I just try and keep it real, and with holidays coming around, and we could definitely see the deals coming, and that's why I think. I don't know if it's going to happen, and it's probably not going to happen, but I'd like to see the Scorpio come out in August, so it has a few months, and then maybe they can even drop the price. Say that again.
I think
say it
it's
too
not
fast.
going to happen.
Not gonna happen. August is not gonna happen.
Well, I didn't think it was. I was just saying, like,
July then.
for me.
July.
All right, that'll work too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see that happening.
And one other thing as well that people aren't taking into consideration, places like GameStop, EB Games here in Canada, I'm almost willing to bet you they're going to have some massive trade-in promotions for Scorpio. So trade in your Xbox One S, get an extra bump up and change. Same with your games. I've seen them do it with the PlayStation 4 Pro. They were almost like giving it away in a sense. They were offering so many incentives to trade up. So I can see a lot of people upgrading to that. I mean, I've already heard a bunch of Xbox fans say, man, as soon as Scorpio drops, my S is gone. So how many people are going to get rid of their S or whatever other consoles they have to upgrade to the Scorpio? I see a lot of that happening.
Not me. I'm hanging on to that S. That's going to be for the family room, and that Scorpio is going in my personal den.
We can't lose either of ours.
Nice.
Because we have the limited 2 terabyte, and then we have the Gears.
Yep.
So we won't lose either of our S's.
So
I think all your consoles
I'm paying
are
Yeah, actually,
100%.
Oh my god, yeah, because all of our consoles, even the kids' consoles, because one's the Halo console, one's the Forza console, and then we have the 2 terabyte, and then we have the Gears.
Wow, you Australian guys get boned by the prices. Jesus. Like Tim and I said, like
Yeah,
650 to
true,
700.
true.
Jesus, man. How did that
Yeah.
even happen?
Yeah,
I feel bad for you guys.
I mean, I know what Newf is saying. Definitely, they're gonna have deals and stuff for you to trade in and buy the new one. But I mean, I wouldn't do that with my console. But I think it's good, and and price does matter, obviously.
Well, the other day, the Switch trade-ins were crazy. Like they were bumping up your games. I actually saw some. I can't lie here. I traded in Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, the limited edition. I got almost. Get this, you guys got draws. Will probably drop here. They gave me almost $90 with a bump up on the trade for that game.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, because I traded it in towards into that Switch promotion for some stuff. So I got rid of that game. I wasn't playing it anyway, and yeah, it was almost $90. My jaw almost dropped because most times I'm used to them giving me like $1 or $2.
True.
Nice. But like I said before, I think everybody's excited for the Scorpio. I think everybody's just feeding for like information and they want to see it already. So the excitement's good. Let's keep our expectations in check. Remember, it's not going to be powered by the sun and all that kind of crazy stuff.
It should be. It would save people on electric bills. Do you know how many people would
solar power?
Yeah, if it was solar powered, do you know how many people would probably actually buy it just to save money on like energy?
Man, if it was solar powered, I wouldn't call it the Scorpio. I'd call it the Xbox Last Son of Krypton.
Nice. Nice. Let's go ahead and talk about another topic here, and then we're going to get into some Foxy deals. I love Foxy deals. She has some cool stuff on there. How many? I know Jez has. I know we have. We've been playing some Wildlands, and I want to see what everybody's impressions were of the game. What you guys think about it? Me personally, I don't think it really has much of a story. I think it's really fun with a whole bunch of people going around and shooting stuff. It's a blast. I tried playing solo, but I kind of got bored. I enjoyed when we were streaming, having a bunch of people on the team and just talking shit and wrecking cars and doing all kinds of cool stuff. So, what does everybody think about it?
I enjoy the atmosphere. Like, I do like the world itself. Well, no, like, I like the world itself and the things you can do in it. But again, it's not really one to play, at least personally, by yourself. You get bored pretty quick, I think. Because the story itself and the missions are pretty much like the same thing. You're doing the same thing.
Yeah.
It's very,
Go kill said bad guy. Go find this
and
to kill
it's
said bad
nothing,
guy.
like, significantly great, but it is fun to run around with your friends, try to like shoot them out of a plane or try to yeah, or like freaking run them over with your car, Frodo. Or so like playing with your friends is always fun, but I don't know, I wouldn't play by myself. It'd probably bore me.
Yeah. Anybody else get to play? I know Jez has, but he's like meh.
No, I mean, from what I've seen in the streams, it seems like it's a game that's better with a party of people. I haven't seen any solo play, but from what I hear, it's kind of meh. But Mass Effect is coming out next week, so if I get Wildlands, it might be a summer title, and by then, who knows if anybody's going to even be playing it by then.
I'm sure there'll be people playing, but yeah, Mass Effect's going to take up everybody's time, apparently. So, but all in all, like Jez was saying in the beginning, it's a very Ubisoft game. It plays like Division to me, very like GTA open world kind of thing. Go around, just cause chaos and stuff. But I wasn't having much fun solo though.
Was it one of your streams on Beam? You said like, "Oh, he's a purple guy. He's going to be hard," and I couldn't believe that they were using like the same color designations that they use in the Division. I was like, "Oh no,
Yeah.
they have purple guys again. Oh, I'm out. No, I'm not getting this game."
Yeah, not bullet sponges though.
Comparing it to the Division though, it literally has like even the same kind of campaign. The only difference is they actually just, instead of giving you the Dark Zone, they just left the whole world open for you to pretty much run around and destroy, because they're supposed to be adding the multiplayer or whatever
after launch
into it. So that'll be interesting to see what they actually do with that. But the concept of it, they literally had like the same form of storyline, like you follow.
When they said like multiplayer mode, does anybody think? I don't know. I just keep going back to like horde mode. Like this game just lends itself well to like a horde mode kind of thing.
Maybe. I would like to see like a PvE or something.
Like shooting each other?
Yeah, like where you're in the world and pretty much like everyone can just kind of join the world and you have to like watch everybody.
It's just a giant like army shooting each other.
Why not? I think that'd be more fun. Like you'd probably see more people actually play it if it came down to the base where, you have your group of friends, but then anyone else can join in and you pretty much have to like survive from anybody, including the enemies. I could see that fun.
Interesting.
But
any other Wildland people out there? No.
I can only say I played the beta and I agree. It feels a lot like the Division. It looks good. I mean, the open world of it is pretty amazing, and the different ways that you can encounter enemies and all the actions that you can do, plus being able to play with a full squad and take on situations however you kind of want to do. Like the game is definitely one that I have on my radar. It's something I will pick up at some point just because I love the Ghost Recon and I love military-based shooters. That one looks like a lot of fun with your friends. So it's on my radar. Like I said, the beta I enjoyed. I never got to play it very much, but it did seem like it was pretty smooth. Like the play controls itself were good. The lighting looked like it was pretty wild. The draw distance was pretty cool. And the fact that you can, like in this Ghost Recon, that you can pretty much jump into almost every vehicle that you see GTA style is also opens up a lot of possibilities and just gives the world more of a breathing, living space.
I would have just liked a better campaign. I would have liked a little, like something actually to... like a story instead of just simply following missions.
I mean, it has a story. It's just not very...
But not really. Like, it doesn't have, like, say, like the...
Whoa.
Fox. Unplug your phone.
Oops, my bad.
I don't know. I don't find it really has much of a story. Or if it does, it's really not interesting at all.
Yeah.
Hey, Wolfie, what did you think of the customizing?
I really
that one's actually pretty cool.
I do like the customization. It definitely gives you much more for clothing-wise. I do wish they would have played a little more with the, like, faces and all that kind of stuff, though, because they have, like...
like generic.
Yeah,
Bob.
and the females look really fucked up as much as they are in friggin'... They do! It's just as bad as... It's just as bad as the Division.
They're military
like, can
people.
They not... I don't care. There's a
they
lot
can't be
of,
looking all, like, pretty and stuff.
Really,
and, like,
there is females in the military who still look nice. Like... They could, like, literally, their faces look like they've been bashed in the face with a freaking sledgehammer a couple times.
Damn.
They don't, like, literally, they look weird. I
Oh
just
my
I don't get
gosh.
it.
She don't like females.
No, they make them look like they're really old and run down. It doesn't make any sense. Like, literally, it doesn't.
I'm not touching that subject at all. So anyway, let's go ahead and get into some Foxy deals. You ready, Foxy?
Hey, that's a steal. It's Foxy Deals.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Foxy, take it away. What do we got on Foxy deals?
Okay. In Foxy Deals. Oh, man. I hope that song played for you guys. That's a really awesome song. But anyway, besides that,
Done by
on
Frodo.
Xbox, let's start with the awesomeness.
Yeah. You got Scorpio?
On Xbox, by the way, everyone, pick up Games with Gold before it ends. I believe it ends
Tomorrow?
on Thursday, I believe.
Thursday.
Tomorrow.
Maybe Wednesday or Thursday is the last day. So pick up your free games, and then we will get some new ones. But yeah, besides that, we got the deals are. Of course, shout out to Wendy because he's been asking for this for a while, and he's always like, "Hey, did you find a deal for this? Gears of War 4 is on sale, and it's amazing. So you can pick it up for $30 or $60 if you haven't got Gears of War 4. So shout out to Wendy for that one. As soon as I found out, I sent him a message. And also Gears of War Ultimate Edition is $10 if you haven't picked that one up. It's a remaster of the first one or a remake. What else? Quantum Break is $24. Awesome deal. KI, which is Killer Instinct Definitive Edition, $24. Amazing as well. Recore, $20.
Ooh, that's
And
a really-
BioShock. What? Recore?
I was gonna
What?
say, yeah, Record. That one's a really good deal, especially the DLC should be coming out sometime soon.
Hell yeah, I gotta jump back into that game too. I was just telling Tim Dog. And then the last one on Xbox section is BioShock, and that's $39. They do have other games on there as well, so check them out for yourself. And they got some indies as well, so if you're interested. But those are the ones that stood out to me, obviously. Over on the PlayStation discount section, PlayStation Plus, they have Steep for $30 and $48. They have Batman Arkham Knight for $18 and $10. Also, the season pass for Batman is on sale for $10 as well if you want to pick that up. Rise of the Tomb Raider over there on the PlayStation is $30. And you could pre-order Parappa the Rapper Remaster if you want. It's actually already discounted for $12. Weird, but yeah.
I like how you preface that with a "if you want."
Yeah, if you want to do that, I don't fucking know. But here's some online deals for you guys. Over at Amazon, you could pick up Call of Duty Infinite Warfare for Xbox or PlayStation for $25. I don't believe that one has the remaster for COD 4. So, and they also have Battlefield 1 early enlisters for Xbox, and that one is $29.50. Yeah. What else? We have a bundle over at eBay, Xbox One, 1 terabyte with Gears of War, free shipping and all that good stuff is $240. They have a deal over at GameFly with their used games, so you could pick up games under $20. They're all used up. That sounded weird. What else? We have a fighting stick for all my homeboys that love fighters. This fighting stick or whatever is pretty awesome though because you can use it on Xbox One, on PC, and the 360. I believe it's called Real Arcade Pro 5. So that's a fighting stick, and it's over there on Amazon. Not Amazon. That's such a thing that I'm used to saying Amazon for everything. We should really get sponsored by them. But this one is actually in the Microsoft Store. Sorry about that. And it's on sale, so it's $120, but it was $150. So if you guys want to check that out.
Nice.
GameStop, they having headset deals. So this will call like 4 different headset with different prices. If you're interested, most of them I think are Turtle Beach, SheWulf's favorite.
I hate Turtle Beaches.
So yeah, that's at GameStop, and they also have Resident Evil 7 at GameStop for $40. But obviously, I did share a couple days ago, and Amazon they have it for $40 as well. So whichever one you want, obviously they're both physical. And the last one is special one for GKB. I found it just for you, bro.
Ooh.
I hope you love it. 1-2 Switch and Amazon is on
Hell
sale
yeah.
for $44.
That's still
bro.
too expensive. Too
Yeah, it is.
Oh wait, if you have Prime, you can get it for $40. I
still
hooked
too
you up, bro.
expensive.
I hooked you up.
I need that thing
Still
to be
waiting
like
for you to
15.
stream that Milking the Cow game.
I would, but I'm not buying that game
You
for
would
like
be
$40.
streaming that by yourself.
Oh no,
I can't
it's
wait.
got to be a
I
dual
can't wait to
stream.
see
There's
Fox-
no way to do it by
Fox
itself.
and Crap bring you a special edition of Mayo Milkers.
No.
That would
Don't
be
be
fun.
putting ideas in people's head. They will actually go for it. But yes, that was the deals. That was the deals that I found. I hope you guys love them. Obviously, my favorite is the Gears of War. It's on sale on Xbox, so that's amazing. You guys want to add anything to it?
If you haven't picked up Final Fantasy 15 yet, the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One copies are $49.99 right now at EB Games here in Canada, so $30 off. I'd imagine they're probably on sale at GameSpot as well. or
I didn't
GameStop,
see.
whatever.
I was actually looking and I didn't see that. So yeah, that might be an EB Games thing only.
And No Man's Sky, if you're interested in that, it is $40. Save $20 at EB Games.
Too much.
I just thought I'd put that out there.
Yeah. But yeah, if anything, you guys can follow me on Twitter, and I'll be sharing all the deals again with you guys after the show. Back to you guys.
Sweet.
Quantum Break, $29.99, $45 off. Now there's a game people should be buying if you haven't picked it up yet, people.
I agree. That's a fun game. I love the story in that game. Time travel. Love it.
That was a great game, and I mean,
Nice,
people
Mike.
crapped on it for the wrong reasons. You saw that?
Yeah.
It's not Vega, Haterade.
GKB drinking that haterade. Oh, that's funny. Let's see. What do we want to get into? Let's let Fox take this next one because she's been playing the crap out of it. I haven't got it yet. So let us know how that Marvel vs. Capcom 3 is doing there, Foxy.
And
she's muted.
Crickets.
She
Actually,
went from buzzing to muted.
Actually, my phone's about to die. It's like in 5%. No lie.
Oh my god.
I had to switch the charger because the other one wasn't charging it fast enough for some reason. So
Well,
I
Foxy,
might die in
wrap
the
it
middle
up.
of this combo.
Foxy said, guys, wrap it up.
Oh,
But yeah,
okay,
Marvel
just
vs.
plug
Capcom
it in,
is-
and everyone can suck it up and listen to the buzzing for a little bit.
Yeah, plug it in.
Yeah, that's fine.
Now after this, all right. So yeah,
Plug it
Marvel
in
vs.
slowly.
Capcom.
And then it dies.
It's fun. I know, right? It's like. So yeah, I picked up the game physically at GameStop because they're the only ones that have a physical copy. But I got it for the same price as digital, so I got lucky on that aspect. But overall, like I said in the beginning, I played it on Xbox and on PlayStation, so it's really fun. I love it. It looks better than the 360. I see like a little bit improvement, obviously.
Sweet.
And you should get it so I can beat your butt. Maybe.
That's why I haven't got it, so you could, because you're gonna beat my butt. That's why. I
No,
haven't
yeah.
got it.
No, it's just fun. I like it. It looks really good. It plays well online as well, but for some reason we couldn't get that many people into the lobby. Like after a certain amount, like somebody would get kicked out, and I think we had 4 the most. So that was kind of weird because it lets you have more people, but they kept getting kicked out. So they got to work on that. But yeah, the PlayStation 4 version plays the same way. It's just as fun. And on that one, I actually did couch co-op. So I tried both the onlines, or not onlines, but the multiplayer aspect, and they were really, really fun.
Sweet. I'll have
See,
to get
I'm
it.
more of a NetherRealm Studios type of fighter guy, so Mortal Kombat is, more up my alley. I'm holding off on buying any new fighters until Injustice 2 comes out. But I loved Marvel vs. Capcom 3 when it came out on the 360. I just haven't felt the need to scratch that itch. I'm waiting for the new Marvel vs. Capcom to come out before I invest any money into that franchise again.
Yeah, I'm waiting for that too, man. I think like Marvel vs. Capcom is like one of my favorite side-scrolling fighters. I'm a Mortal Kombat guy as well, and that's why I'm really excited about like Injustice coming out soon. But I that's one of my favorite because I love like the comic book characters, fighting all the Capcom characters. It's a good time. I like the matches and all that kind of stuff in there, and the crazy stuff that they do. Just makes it a fun little fighter. So I guess we can get into what do you want to talk about next, SheWulf? I'll give you the choice. We have a couple. Let's talk about some Mass Effect. We haven't talked about much Mass Effect.
There you go. There's
I think we're all super excited for this. We got like another day or two, and people on EA Access are going to be able to start playing the first planet and some multiplayer stuff. I was watching a lot of the PAX East stuff, just the multiplayer stuff. I don't want to see anything related to the story at all. Have you guys got to see it? It's kind of like a horde mode kind of thing, and I love horde mode.
Oh yeah.
What did you
No,
guys?
my body is so ready for this game. Like you have no idea.
That's why we call him Magic Mike.
That's right. I'm ready all around. I'm already getting the tingles waiting for next Tuesday.
Wait, what is I don't know, people are talking in the chat there. I was just reading it. I'm super excited. Like I was watching like the gameplay, like I said, of the multiplayer, the horde and stuff, and people were jumping around, like using all kinds of abilities and stuff, and they had like these little dog creature things. I say dog, they probably weren't even dogs, but and they were fighting them off and all that kind of stuff. It looks super fun. It looks like it's gonna be a good time with a bunch of friends and stuff. I'm excited to see what the story lends. I'm gonna hold off though on like my 10-hour trial until like Monday, I was saying this before we got onto the podcast, is I'm going to use those 10 hours on that day after I get home from work and just play all the way through all night long and be super dead for Console Corner on Tuesday. It's going to be a good time.
So if Console Corner
you and me
gets
both.
canceled, you'll know why, because all of our members
be
are
there.
dead from playing
I'll be
Mass
there.
Effect too long.
I'll be
No,
zombified.
I won't be dead. I'll just still be playing Mass Effect 2 come 7 o'clock next Tuesday.
Probably.
Exactly.
I
Next
want to hear.
episode
I
of
want to
Console
hear what Jez has to say about Mass Effect.
Yeah.
Are you still here, Jez?
Jez is drinking that
I-
haterade.
No, actually, in the middle of the show, I got a bunch of Scorpio information, so it was just.
Are you
Nice.
gonna actually drop that for us, or is it another we can't talk about?
How many $2 donations do we need to get you to drink enough to drop that news?
Well, the problem is the leak is encoded in some weird format, so I was trying to download something.
Trying to unlock it there.
All right, well, let's hear
Yeah.
what you think about Mass Effect in the.
Right. So I love the Mass Effect franchise. The original trilogy, one of my favorite franchises of all time, not just the Xbox 360, just of all time. And but the thing is, I have this weird feeling about the game, and I've had this weird feeling for about over a year now, because so many high-profile developers have left BioWare in the last year or two. Like really important BioWare developers have left the studio, and then I start thinking about EA and Dead Space 3, and I start thinking about Dragon Age 2. What a disappointment that was. And now I've kind of convinced myself that the game's not gonna meet expectations. So I'm trying to like not get hyped for it, because I just got a really bad feeling about it. I've got that EA wrecking everything feeling that I get sometimes. So
See, I beg to differ. I think it's going to turn out quite well, to be quite honest, just based on the video, based on stuff that I saw, based on the passion of a lot of the guys who are making this game over at BioWare, and the fact that, you know, you look at Uncharted, you look at how Naughty Dog turned out. Everybody thought they were over too when Amy Hennig and a bunch of other people left that studio, but Uncharted 4 turned out to be pretty damn good. So I have confidence that, you know, that this team is still intact and they'll do the right thing. And I think it was also good news that they decided to drop the whole, what was it, like the pass option for the game. So I think that was good news as well, which is kind of rare for coming out of an EA, that they're going to drop the whole, the pass and everything, the season pass option.
I didn't know that one. That's cool.
Well, when it got I'm excited for this game, but at the same time, I kind of see where Jez is coming from. Just because, really, we see a lot of great trailers and all that stuff. Obviously, devs, when they're showing their game, they show the best things of their game. It's just common sense. It's just like movies, where you think that it could be like this awesome thing because they showed all this great stuff in the trailer, and then the movie comes out and it ends up turning out like that was actually the only good stuff in the trailer, in the movie. And oh,
sorry.
no, go.
I was just gonna say, you're totally right, and I felt that about Dragon Age Inquisition as well, which I did think was a pretty good game, but it's kind of like there's just something missing in recent BioWare games. They don't have the same flair that Dragon Age Origins had, or Mass Effect 1 and 2 had, and the Knights of the Old Republic had. There's just something missing, and I can't really place my finger on it, but Dragon Age Inquisition felt formulaic. It fell back on these tropes like pointless side quests. Please go and find my goat, find 20 fragments of a stone, blah blah blah. Lazy ass side quest that, god damn, it's like how lazy and unimaginative can a developer be to defer to World of Warcraft when it comes to side quests, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I just maybe we have, like you say, maybe we have seen the best of it. And, I've heard some bad things, from people who've played it at PAX, and people who've, there's some other reviews have come out of it now saying pretty negative things about the writing, the animations, and also, there's something wrong. I feel it in my gut, and I hope I'm wrong.
I hope you're wrong too.
We all hope you're wrong.
I hope you're wrong too.
What if I'm right? What if I'm right?
Then
Right,
the
then I'm gonna
I'll
play
be
more
sad,
Witcher
bro.
3.
I'll be sad.
The next episode of Console Corner maybe
We all
one you
won't
might
be
wanna
here.
tune out.
We'll be crying in the corner.
That's the episode you invite on Jeremy Downer, isn't it?
I think you have like valid points for sure, Jez. Like I totally agree. Like losing a lot of like key people could cause it to lose some of that luster and all that kind of stuff. But like my argument was going to be like what Newf said too about like Uncharted. I didn't think it was a perfect game by any stretch of the imagination. I feel you could have took Sam out of the whole thing and it still would have been a cohesive story. Probably would have been a better one in my opinion. But I think they did well. But I definitely can see your concerns for sure.
So apparently you didn't mute.
So let's go ahead. Well, is everybody done talking about Mass Effect before we answer?
I'm never done talking about Mass Effect, but yeah, I'm done for now.
Well, without like spoilery or getting into anything crazy.
No, I mean, Jez is right. Like you said, GKB, those are all valid concerns, especially when it comes to EA. We've certainly seen them destroy enough of what we love. But I still have hope. I'm holding on to that hope. I'm not going to pay attention to a single thing that anybody says about Mass Effect over the next 7 days. I'm not. I don't have EA access.
I got my physical copy bought, so I got to wait to come home, pop that sucker in, and just sit there and gyrate. Mass Effect's in my pants, waiting for that sucker. Come on.
I pre-ordered it. I say I'm really worried about it, but I pre-ordered it as well, and I bought EA access for it too. Like EA hates me for some reason, and they don't like sending me review copies, so I have to buy them like a normal person.
Well, if you were getting review copies after this show, you're not getting any more. So.
Nice.
That's true. But I'm going to check it out too, and I'll be writing about it. And it kind of reminds me of the whole thing with Metal Gear Solid Phantom Pain, because I worship Metal Gear Solid as well. Like my childhood was Metal Gear Solid dominated, and then Phantom Pain came out, and I was so disappointed with it.
Oh, I'm totally with you on that. I love the Metal Gear Solid franchise, and then, Metal Gear Solid 5. All the reviews, they were so awesome. They were so great. I was like, oh, this game is going to be exactly what I wanted.
Do you know why they're awesome? Do you know why they're awesome?
Because it was controlled by Konami. They said, like, we're going to watch you while you review this game, and we're going to help you out if you get stuck on anything.
Exactly. And then when my review came out 2 weeks late because I didn't get into the review program, and I gave it 7 out of 10, I think, or maybe less. And
I think 7
by
is
then the damage had been done.
7 is the score it deserves, because I mean, it really wasn't a 10 out of 10. I think it was getting a review score based off of its heritage of the past, not what it is today.
Zelda. Sorry.
I feel the same way, man.
Said that last week too.
I totally said that. I thought it was over inflated scores and all that kind of stuff just because it was Zelda for sure.
Yeah, and if a Nintendo game gets a 10, it's almost guaranteed it's pretty much winning game of the year. I don't think anything else comes out this year it's going to beat that. And the cone of silence.
Dude, we're waiting for you to drop that bomb, bro. I keep setting it up for you, and you don't do it.
It seems to be every time
Basically,
after he talks, it goes quiet.
Basically, I think that the key takeaway from this podcast is all games are bad. We're living in dark times.
Exactly.
Fallout 4 was disappointing. Just Metal Gear Solid Phantom Pain was disappointing.
Yeah.
All games are disappointing now.
Well,
see, Jez
what's
drinks
the
that
motto of this
Haterade.
show is keep your expectations in check.
Exactly.
Unless it's a CD Projekt Red game, and then you can just get hyped beyond belief, because The Witcher 3 is the best game ever made.
Witcher 3 is fantastic.
Well, I said this to GKB a little while back. I mean, like, I'm a 40-year-old gamer. Most of you guys on this panel are probably well into your late 20s, 30s. Like, back in the day,
What are you talking about? I'm 18.
Wow. You're young.
They're not following you anymore.
I'm not really.
I remember back in the day when I was playing like Sega Saturn, Dreamcast, N64, all those systems. Like, the only way you got your information was through a magazine. Or there wasn't this big online conglomerate. There wasn't people putting out podcasts like 3 every minute. There wasn't all of this Twitter hype. There wasn't like videos up long before the game come out. Like we're oversaturating the market with just constant freaking hype. And that is, again, something that GKB and I feel adamant about with Scorpio. Like, we know it's going to be great. It's going to be a good product. But like, same with the game, you got to watch the levels of overhype. We get set up for these products that our own expectations can't even meet them anymore. Like
you mean the Scorpio's not going to be flipping pancakes for me in the morning when I wake up?
Yeah, pretty much. It's not gonna change your bedpan for you. You know what I mean? Like, come on.
Yeah, I think that's kind of like where I was getting like the hater stuff from. Is I just wasn't like overhyping the Scorpio. I was trying to keep it real with everybody, and you got to keep your expectations in check. Like, people are out there like promising the Scorpio is going to do a whole bunch of crazy things that maybe at the end of the day maybe it will and maybe it won't. But I just don't want to see. And we've seen it already a few times already. Like when stuff comes out, people just lose their minds because it didn't meet their expectations. And I think that's why we keep hampering on it. Like almost every show is like keep your expectations in check, so that stuff doesn't happen. So you're underwhelmed, and then it comes out and it just blows your expectations away. Then you're super happy about it. But if you have like such a high hype, it's just not going to meet that hype level that you have for it. I'm sorry, it's just not going to.
Well, I heard so much hype about Zelda Breath of the Wild leading up to its launch day, and I finally get the game and I play it. And don't get me wrong, I like it. But I'm sitting there the whole time playing for several hours going, what the fuck is the big deal with this game? Like, it's Zelda, but I don't see where everybody's freaking out over it. I'm like, it's kind of annoying in a lot of ways. Like, I would have just assumed be playing a newer version of Ocarina of Time. You know what I mean? So
yeah, Zelda, like that's another one to me is like, it's a fantastic game. I'm not gonna like, say it's not, but everything that they're doing in Zelda has been done everywhere else. It's not like it's reinventing the wheel or anything like that in its gameplay mechanics. I think it artistically looks fantastic and stuff, but its gameplay is very safe.
I tell you what game has innovated this year. Conan Exiles.
Oh yeah.
What other game has a dong slider?
Exactly, bro. A helicopter and everything. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah. Unreal Engine penises. That's what games do.
That's what sells consoles there.
That's hilarious.
And now they all look like General Rom's face.
Let's go ahead and get into some questions, guys. I heard, I didn't hear, but I saw a few up there. Who thinks it's going to be Vega Ryzen in Scorpio? Who thinks it's not going to be? Who thinks it's going to be hybrid? Everybody's asking about it, so they want our opinions. What do you guys think? Everybody knows my opinion on it.
I would love it to be Vega and Ryzen, but I don't know what it's going to be. I can't tell what it's going to be. There's no way to predict that until we actually have an announcement. I hope it has some Vega tech, but I think it's going to be more Polaris for the GPU. As far as the CPU,
yeah,
I think it's going to be Vega, but it could be a really customized Jaguar as well. I hope it's not, but who knows?
What do you think, Jess?
I don't know why people care so much.
I don't know either, man. Like, as long as it does what it's supposed to do, yeah.
The thing is, it's like, it's going to be 4K 60. True 4K native. It doesn't matter what architecture it has. It's just, for the end user, it's just a bloody buzzword. And it's become this sort of massive thing now. It's like, does it use Ryzen? Does it use Vega? Blah, 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 blah.
Well, see, that goes back to my point, Jez, that like
cares?
I was talking about before, is like people just want it to be like Ryzen and Vega so bad. And then if they find out that it's not, that's what I'm saying, is like people are going to lose their minds. Like, it can't be that and still deliver the performance that Microsoft is thing. I don't know, man. I don't get it either.
It could be a Pentium 2 and a Voodoo 3. I don't care.
As long as it does what it's supposed to do.
Yeah. You never walk into a washroom and wipe your ass and wonder if the toilet paper is getting the job done. As long as you don't get shit on your fingers, you're happy, right?
Although I do care if it's 2-ply or 1-ply. That's a big seller for me.
Is it more the fact that people are getting upset about it just because of the drama? People like drama, so it's easier to get upset about it than it is to just be happy with whatever it comes with. Even though, regardless, chances are they're going to be happy with whatever it comes with.
All it does is fuel contra wars. It doesn't matter. Is like we said, as long as the tech performs, who cares what the tech physically is?
Amen.
Exactly, and it's like Microsoft do custom jobs, a lot of the time.
Mm-hmm.
And it could be that it has like parts of Puma and parts of Polaris and like a past gen architecture with next gen features. It could be something like that.
That happens in GPU markets all the time, man. They rebrand stuff and add new tech into it and stuff like that.
Like the Surface Book GPU is a custom job,
Yeah.
And it's like, it's a 940M, but it's got more VRAM than a regular 940M. It's that's what they do sometimes, and it's about getting the right power for the right price point, because people compare Scorpio to a PC all the time, and I see this in comments on Windows Central all the time. 6 teraflops isn't enough for 4K, and it's like, it's not a fucking Windows PC, mate.
Mm-hmm.
It's a console. It doesn't have the same bloat. It doesn't have like all the Win32 libraries bloating it up, and it's optimized down to the metal for that, exclusive access to that power. So it's not really something that you can compare with the buzzword of a processor and a GPU. So I think people should be more concerned about what the games look like rather than what is inside it.
I agree 100%, and have a lot of games, not just a few here and there. That's my biggest thing, is like, where's the games at? That's all I care about. I don't really care what's
I've always said that too. Like, Scorpio can be 20 teraflops, but if it doesn't have the library, then it's not going to matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Yeah, it's just going to sit there and not do anything. So, what other questions we got? Let me look here. There's all the questions about like bottlenecks and stuff. That's awesome.
Oh, GKB, we actually got more likes right now than the people watching the show. That may be a first.
That's awesome, man. It's great. We love you guys.
That is awesome.
Woo!
Well, no, at one point we had 112 watching.
That is true.
Haterade.
How's that haterade? That's actually a good thing.
That's great. Even 81 hanging out right now. You guys rock. We love you.
Two's question: GKB, does SheWulf beat you? No, she doesn't beat me a lot.
I knew you were going to ask that. I knew it.
That's pretty funny. Come on.
No, it's not.
That's a wife's job, is to beat the husband. I
Exactly.
mean, that's just the way it is in this modern society.
Now, what kind of beating are we talking about here? That's the question.
That is a question. A question.
Okay.
Microsoft making custom chips, especially for the Xbox Scorpio, to run most games at native 4K. Is Microsoft making custom chips, especially for the Xbox Scorpio? I mean, they do this with every generation. They make like custom jobby stuff for all the consoles, even the PS4 and all that kind of stuff. That's what they do.
I mean, they're constrained by the market reality of it. They don't want a console that's going to be, selling at a loss every time. They don't want that.
Yeah.
But consoles traditionally sell at razor thin margins. So, it's similar to the printer market. You sell the printer at a really, thin margin, and then you make the money back on the ink.
Yep.
But
Exactly.
it's like with console, that you make the money back on the games and the licensing and all the extra monetization. Microsoft will have a massive team at Xbox whose job it is to monetize the dashboard. And that's why we see ads. We see ads in the guide now. On the Alpha Ring, we open the guide and you see, go here to get the latest deals with gold and stuff like that, and that's all revenue for Microsoft. And Microsoft are kings. They are kings at monetizing that dashboard. They do it well better than Sony, and they have much better conversion rates on digital than Sony do, because of that sort of stuff. So, they are constrained by that. They don't want Scorpio to be $600.
Yep.
So, custom parts is a way to ensure that the margins or at least in the positive.
Yeah. They don't want to sell anything at a loss. And I think that, this Microsoft is not like the 360 one where they just throw money at it and they really didn't care. They just wanted to do well. This one's very focused and very driven. So we're going to see that. Question: will we see Cyberpunk gameplay at E3?
I hope so. That game looked really awesome.
Yeah, I want to see Cyberpunk too.
I want to see it.
I don't know if we will, though. We'll see.
I think it might still be too early. The guys at CD Projekt Red are absolutely insane. They are crazy. They see Grand Theft Auto as their competition. So they want to make. They are truly gunning to make the next, because Grand Theft Auto's been in the charts like every week since forever. They are trying to make that kind of game. So they won't ship Cyberpunk until it's ready. And it's the same with GTA. They don't ship until that game is ready. They don't ship Red Dead Redemption 2 until it's ready. So that we might not see it this year, because I remember this developer diary from The Witcher 3, and they were like, we made The Witcher 3 and we thought it was finished, but then we went back to the drawing board and added an extra 33% to the game world or something like that, an extra 40% more content, So that's what CD Projekt Red do. It's their art, And the company's very healthy now, and they're kind of making Gwent on the side as a side project, which is also very, very cool.
Yeah, that is very cool.
Yeah, it is.
That's amazing how that
I
like took
personally
off.
don't think Cyberpunk. Yeah, Gwent's amazing. In fact, I'll put a key for Gwent in the chat if anyone wants it.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I got a random key sent to me on my Xbox Live messages, and I was like so happy because like I didn't sign up for it. It just appeared one day. I was like, all right, I get to try out Gwent. That's fun.
Frodo, big shout out to Frodo. Like, he's an awesome streamer, guys. Make sure you go check out his stuff on Beam. Frodo86. Yeah, Frodo's awesome. Will we see GKB and SheWulf play more Death Squared? We were actually playing the other night. We weren't streaming it, but
Yeah, we were playing it.
we got like halfway through the levels. We're on 40. There's
We
like
kind of
80 of them.
cheesed one of the maps, which was funny.
Is that game you guys streamed last with the little cubes?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's actually.
Oh my
super
god,
fun.
that was awesome.
There's a lot of GKB SheWulf questions. Are GKB and SheWulf going to E3? No, we are not.
No, sadly no. But we are going to be going to PAX East in 2018. So if you guys want to meet us, I guess start getting ready now, and you can come meet us next year at PAX East.
Oh, cool. Where's PAX East going to be next year?
Should be in Boston,
I
isn't it?
think it's like in the
always
same
Boston?
place all the time.
I think it's always in
Okay.
Boston. So
I
So
might be able
for
to make it out of
anybody-
Boston. That's not too far.
yeah, so for anybody, if you you want to meet up with us, we'll be in Boston next year, 2018.
Disney nerd question: will we see games made from the ground up for Scorpio, or are we looking at a PS4 Pro kind of deal?
I'm glad you asked that question because I saw it in there in the chat and I was thinking about it, and I think that we could see games made from the ground up for Scorpio because UWP allows for that sort of cross-generational gap where you could make a game for Scorpio and still have it run on the Xbox One, because no games are going to be left behind with this sort of weird like half-generational leap. But I think if they optimize for Scorpio, I think UWP would allow it to run on Xbox One without too much difficulty.
I've actually got a document on my hard drive that describes the developer chain for Scorpio. Now, I don't know if this is the only developer chain for Scorpio. I think it might be a case that developers can make games for the XDK, the Xbox One XDK, and then add assets to it. But my document seems to imply that UWP is the desired method for producing games for the Xbox One ecosystem now. So you need to stop thinking of things in terms of making a game native for Scorpio, because with UWP, that sort of thinking no longer applies.
Yeah.
The way a game works for Scorpio is that you build the game for UWP on Windows 10, you give it 4K assets for Windows 10. So Resident Evil 7 on UWP is effectively already optimized for Scorpio, and all Capcom need to do to get Resident Evil 7 from Windows 10 to Scorpio is literally to go into the Windows Dev Center and flip a switch. It's already ready for Scorpio, 4K textures, it's already ready to go. And it's the same for Gears 4 and Halo Wars 2. All this stuff has already been developed for UWP, and thus it's already Scorpio ready.
Here's a question for you, Jez, because you know how we've seen games that are not UWP, they're still running. Now, I know you're saying it's the preferred method, but are they mandating that they use UWP going forward?
That's the thing I don't know. That's the thing I'm not sure of. And Microsoft aren't really. Maybe back in the day they might have had this mindset, but nowadays they're not really in the mindset of forcing developers to use a specific method. So I don't think they're going to force developers to use UWP to produce those games.
Mm-hmm.
But if developers want it on Windows 10 Store and they want it on Xbox
it has to be
One,
UWP.
and they want it, if they want it on all those platforms with one code, but 95% of the code intact, and Microsoft are always constantly optimizing the APIs so they're compatible across all the devices without having to change any code. If developers want that efficiency, then they have to use UWP. But the thing is, the devs might not want to learn UWP SDK.
Right.
And they might just think, we're going to stick to what we know. We're just going to export it for Xbox One with 4K texture. I don't know 100% how it all works, but the document seems to imply that UWP is the method that Microsoft are going to be pushing for development.
I mean,
for Scorpio.
that makes sense too, because like what Phil Spencer and a lot of their team that have been talking about is not really mandating. They want everybody to use the power and all that kind of stuff and all the tools, however they want to make the game. So that would make sense. But yeah, I could definitely see the benefits of UWP for sure.
You know, say Predator H20S. Sorry to jump in and hijack the podcast,
No,
but
no, you're good,
Predator H20S just asked an interesting question. Like, Jez, are there any setbacks to using UWP to develop games? And I've actually like considered this like as a potential issue for Scorpio if they are mandating UWP as the development chain for Scorpio. For some developers, that could actually be a block. You know, that they could be like, oh, I don't want to learn. I don't want to do UWP. We've got a standard method. We've got an in-house engine that isn't compatible with UWP and stuff like that. Those things could be potential hurdles for some developers. And you know, like we saw Dice in the trailer for Scorpio, so that kind of implies that Frostbite games will be coming to Scorpio, like using the proper Microsoft development chain, and also you know you got Bethesda as well. They seem to be on board with it too, and Bethesda and Microsoft are very very close.
Yeah, they're very good partners. Yeah.
Yeah, they have been for a long time. But then you've got like developers like Ubisoft who haven't supported the Windows 10 store at all yet,
Yep.
and they have their own in-house engines and stuff like that. So it's kind of like, will Ubisoft use UWP? Will they have 4K games that use that system? There's a lot of unknowns here, but it does seem UWP is the
Yeah,
desired.
Ubisoft was the one publisher that jumped to the top of my mind when we were talking about UWP as well. I don't see them jumping on board quite as quickly, but EA really seems to be on board with DirectX 12 and UWP. So I think a lot of stuff we're going to see coming out of that publishing house are going to be Scorpio ready.
Yeah, that's part of my upcoming leaks actually. So stay tuned.
Oh, Rand, you troll.
Oh god, I hate Rand so much. Ban Rand.
Big shout out to Rand.
Rand.
He's having some fun in the chat. He says, "Why is Mass Effect always better than State of Decay 2?" It's Mass Effect, bro.
It's got more tenure.
Yeah, it's got that fan following. I think State of Decay.
Zombies.
I say probably because it's the only game that doesn't have zombies these days. Because pretty much, pretty
What
soon
if
we're
one of
going
the
to see.
planets you go to has zombies, though?
I was going to say, Mass Effect
Actually,
has zombies. The husks in Mass Effect were pretty much zombies. They're just futuristic zombies.
Like I'm just awaiting the day when Tetris has zombies and Mario has zombies. And
Everybody's got
Everything
zombies.
has zombies.
Everything's gonna have zombies.
Yeah, even Gears got zombies now.
Zombies are great.
But on that note, we're going to go ahead and close out the show, guys. It's been over 2 hours. We really appreciate everybody rocking out with us. We had over like 110 something watching at some point. 112. She would correct me. So we love you guys. Thank you so much for rocking out with us on Tuesdays. Big shout out to Predator out there doing great things.
Stay
So
safe.
stay safe, bro. Frodo, everybody else, you guys rock. Let's go ahead and close it out. Jez, what you got going on, man? I know you're super busy over there at Windows Central.
Right. At the minute, I'm reviewing a really cool device you might have seen me tweeting about called the GPD Win, which is a 5-inch Windows 10 clamshell PC that runs Steam games surprisingly well. So I've got my own personal Xbox Switch. That's what I'm calling it. I'm reviewing that.
I saw that. It looks pretty cool.
Awesome. Yeah, I saw the
it's
pictures.
surprisingly good, and it makes me wonder why Microsoft are missing a trick here. I think.
That thing has like a million buttons though.
Yeah, it's got a full keyboard.
It's got the QWERTY.
It's a pretty interesting device, but I'm reviewing that right now, and also going to be writing about my thoughts on Mass Effect. Oh my god, I hate Rand so much. Just ban Rand, man.
Don't we all? Ran all indie.
Rand out.
Nice. I really appreciate
we sticking
you.
Joy-Cons anywhere?
Oh god, don't even.
No.
I really appreciate Jed's coming on the show, though. We really appreciate it, bro.
We always love
Yeah,
having you on.
thanks a ton
Jez.
for having me here. Thanks a ton.
Thank you for coming and picking up my slack. I was very quiet.
I don't know. I think I was more quiet than you.
The ladies were
I
quiet
won.
tonight.
I
My
won.
problem is this.
Vote in
damn
the chat.
frickin-
Vote in the comments. Who was more quiet?
Yeah, who is more quiet? SheWulf or 1 for SheWulf and 2 for Fox.
I don't know. SheWulf yelled, so she went really
That
quiet.
doesn't.
I know,
count.
right?
Can't
Yeah.
count that. I'm gonna be cutting.
I
that
didn't
out,
hear the
by
yell,
the
so I
way.
can't vote.
I'm going to be cutting.
What about you, Fox? What you got going on? You with all them crazy subscribers over there on your channel?
Get out of here. No, but like, thank you to everybody in the chat. You guys are all awesome. I saw a lot of great gamers in there.
Absolutely.
Talking smack, like always. Hope you guys enjoyed Foxy Deals. Like I said, I will be sharing all those deals and links and stuff on Twitter. So follow me over there. Obviously, like GB said, subscribe to my YouTube channel. I gotta do some videos. I've been slacking lately, but I have like 2 of them already ready to go, and I haven't released them. And then the
Girl,
other
you need to
ones are
come
just...
on with these videos.
And then I have ideas, so I'm just lazy right now. But it's all good. I love watching also other YouTubers do things, so that also inspired me. So I gotta watch some more content so I can make my own. But yeah, besides that, I'll be on Ladies Night next Monday, so check that out here in this channel for sure. And then obviously Console Corner again. I can't wait to talk about more games. Hopefully, I'll have my phone charged and everything will be good.
Just a spoiler for next show. It's going to be the Mass Effect show. Just heads up, FYI.
It's gonna be the Mass Effect show.
No idea why.
I have no idea why either.
Come on, Fox, just break the truth to us. That vibrating in the background, you're just charging up your dildo. Come on.
Oh
Dang,
my god,
no chills, Newf.
Wow. I wonder how long he was holding that one in for.
dude.
About as long as I held in that fart for that other podcast.
Oh shit, the secret's out. All right, bye everybody. Good night.
Bye. What about you, Mike? What you got going on, dude?
Oh man, I've I don't have a whole lot going on. I've had so much going on with work that's all I can think about lately. Can't wait until the end of March so I can get past this first quarter and begin on the second quarter where I don't have as much on my shoulders. But beyond that, you can find all of my contact stuff, Twitter and YouTube, in the description below. Other than that, I'm going to be counting down the seconds until Mass Effect Andromeda launches. We got about 540,000 seconds left, and I can't wait. So looking forward to that Mass Effect Console Corner next week.
Oh, yeah. Everybody is... Isn't it GKB's birthday? Yes. Mass Effect is dropping on my birthday. Absolutely.
March
It's a fantastic.
21st.
Fantastic. What about you, Newf? What you got going on, dude?
Hey, man, I'm still trying to get my way through Horizon Zero Dawn. Fantastic game, by the way, but I'm still trying to get through that thing. I keep hearing lots of great stuff about the endings. I don't even know where I am in the whole thing. Level-wise, I think I'm 16 or 17, so I still got some ways to go, obviously. I've been playing Zelda Breath of the Wild. Sound like a broken record here. And I'm hoping to get back into some backwards compatible games, too. I've been dying to kind of actually play some Borderlands, but I'd like to get...
You can't go wrong with Ghostbusters, but
but I don't want to I don't want to get a random person to join me. You can play co-op on Ghostbusters too, right?
There's multiplayer, but there's no co-op for the campaign.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say because I always like games like that when you can bring along a friend. So that's kind of about it for now. Hopefully, I'll get another video in here real soon. I know I'm due for some Fitbits, or Spitbits. Sorry, not Fitbits. I do need to get fit too, but Fitbits and a bunch of other stuff. So yeah, having a great time, man. Gaming doesn't matter what the platform. Great game is a great game. Hit me up, people. Like I said, follow the links down below. Give me a follow. Give all that good stuff. Go check out my channel and make sure you add me on PlayStation Network and on Xbox Live.
Nice. What about you, SheWulf? What you got going on?
Not a whole lot. I guess I don't know. We'll
got
be
a lot
streaming. Well, we'll be streaming. We got videos that dropped. Obviously, you can find me here on Gamers Knows Best. Fox already said Ladies Night next week. Sorry, I've been down, guys. This whole time change thing has just completely thrown me off. I'm so tired. I feel like I'm dying.
Damn,
Zombie.
girl. I'm so tired. Oh my god. I'm so
No,
tired.
for real, daylight savings sucks.
Yeah.
It does. It's horrible. And yeah. So, anyways, just find me here on Gamers Knows Best and Twitter and Xbox Live at xSHEWULFx with a U, not a no.
Cool. To everybody asking what our gamer tags are, they are in the description on this video. You can check them out. Add us everywhere. Really appreciate it. I'm GKB, aka the Governor. Yeah, we're gonna be doing some more videos. A lot of videos actually this week. I'm gonna be on Xbox Nation.
Streamings.
Yeah, all kinds of stuff. And then Shop Podcast hopefully on Saturday. I gotta talk to Blam, see what's going on with that. And that's it. Everybody come follow us at Gamers Knows Best on YouTube and Twitter. Oh, join our Discord too. We jam out every day in there, laugh and talk a lot of shit. So come hang out with us. It's a good time. We will see you guys later. Everyone, see ya.
Bye.
Laters.
Yes.